it may be more than just aging. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. Our low T and body composition treatments are designed to help men regain energy, improve focus, sleep better, build lean muscle, reduce unwanted fat, and restore confidence both in and out of the gym. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we specialize in helping men optimize their health, performance, and vitality. Using personalized medical treatments tailored to your health and goals, many men begin noticing improvements in energy, mental clarity, recovery, motivation, libido, and overall body composition within just a few weeks. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, PSA and T-test, and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Audible makes traffic less of an annoyance and more of an opportunity for another chapter. Audible. Stories that speak to you. New members can start listening with a 30-day free trial at audible.com.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. It's Training Camp 2026, Unfinished Business. Here's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth, powered by Applied Future Technologies and local plumbing, heating, and air.
Good morning. Welcome into Broncos Park, powered by Common Spirits. Will Peterson in for Mike Evans, hanging out with Brandon Stokley. Day 10 with fans of Denver Broncos training camp. What's up, Stoke?
Hey, buddy. Love it. Yeah. Glad that you're here. Looking forward to a good day. I know we got a lot of stuff to react to, which is great. Kay Adams in the house yesterday. Sean always says some interesting things to her. And I know some players talked, and so I'm looking forward to it. Jokic news yesterday. I'm like, holy cow, what is this all about? So that's very interesting also.
Pretty much the plug and play.
Plug and play, Will Peterson. By the way, that audio, that voicemail that you saved that we have.
Yeah.
So many great drops and clips that came out of that. I mean, just
Wondering
classic.
if there was any way you could bail me out again.
Bail me out again.
Bail me out again. I'm
back. You're bailing him out again, so that's very nice of you. Man, I'm looking forward to rocking and rolling. We got a game coming up here on Friday, but I got to tell you, my morning started off, and I was sweating bullets.
What happened?
I thought Lana finally put the hit out on me.
Oh.
I was walking, and all of a sudden, this car comes just like – and usually I'm the only one. I usually get here like 10, 15 minutes before Evans, right? So I just walk by myself, and all of a sudden this car, like a bat out of hell, comes screeching into the parking lot, right? And I'm like, oh, my goodness, what is going on? And I'm like, this is it. Finally, it's my time. And next thing you know, and then the door flies open, and I'm like, what is going on? And you're like, hey, man. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? And you're like, my window doesn't work, so I had to open the door. I'm like, oh, my gosh, do you have to come into the parking lot going 80?
I don't think I was doing 80.
Okay, 60. My bad. Sorry.
Maybe 6.
And you scared the living daylights out of me. And so I thought that was it for me. But glad that you're here. Glad that you didn't take me out. And looking forward to the show, man.
Yeah, it's good to be here. Let me tell my side of that story real briefly here.
Okay.
This was about 40-ish minutes ago. It's still dark out. It's just getting light. The sun is just coming up. And you had told me where I should park. So I went over to where I should park, which you were aware that you had given me the instruction to park where I should park. So it never crossed your mind, oh, that other person slowly pulling into this parking lot at 5:30 is probably Will because I told him where to park.
Usually you come in around Mike Evans' time.
No, I knew I would give you anxiety if I wasn't here nice and early.
Well, last time when we worked together, didn't you come in a little bit later?
You're talking about last summer.
Yes. Didn't you push it a little bit close?
I did, but
right.
Also,
so you're not usually like the earliest guy to arrive. Usually you're always there. You always show up, but usually you're more like let's say 5:50 guy.
Yeah, but that was day 2 last year. You remember that? Let's set the scene. First day, I was here bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, getting the lay of the land.
Okay.
And then the second day, I was like, hey, I know what I'm doing. I'm going to get an extra 20 minutes of sleep. and I'll be there before the music starts playing at 6 a.m.
Yeah, that's all you have to do. But I just wasn't, and at that time of the morning, your mind is very cloudy sometimes. You're thinking about the show. I was just checking some emails as I stroll through Snake Alley and stuff, and so my mind's not, it's not all there yet. I haven't had my coffee, and so I was a little bit nervous that the wife finally said, Code Red on Stokley.
I will admit, opening the door was probably not my best decision, but I had
just threw the door open.
I had that panic moment where I'm hitting my window, and it's jammed, it's stuck, and I'm like, well, that's Stoke. I want to walk across the street with him, and as soon as I opened the door, I'm like, I am probably scaring the you-know-what out of him.
You did,
and I
did.
I did.
Certainly did.
Well, we're here. It should be a great morning. You mentioned it. Sean Payton spent 27 minutes with Kay Adams yesterday. We'll get to some of the audio of that. And, man, it's good to be Kay. She's great at her job, don't get me wrong, but she rolls through. She gets one-on-one with Sean, one-on-one with Bo Nix, one-on-one with Nick Bonito, and it's honestly some of the best stuff we get at camp. For example, guess what we learned from Nick Bonito?
What?
That Sean Payton has gone a little softer on them. Nick says, I think he likes us now because he let them all go watch the new Spider-Man movie as a team last week.
Oh.
And Nick basically said that wouldn't have happened when Sean first got here.
Wow. Okay. So I guess that was instead of having meetings, probably.
Sure.
I remember we did that one time. I think it was my last year in Baltimore. We went and watched some movie. Yeah, that's cool. Team bonding, right? I think that's what it's all about is throw the guys a bone every now and then. I know last week they got after it a little bit, though.
And it was hot.
4 out of 5 days
of
of pads.
Yeah.
And so they got after it. And so I like that, as a coach, you got to know when to push, when to pull. It's not always push, especially in today's age. Maybe 20 years ago, 30 years ago, but in today's age, there's got to be some give and take. You got to show a little bit of love and appreciation sometime, and I think that's what Sean was doing. And team bonding, all that stuff matters. So I think there's benefits to doing something like that. Good job, Sean.
Yeah, new Spider-Man.
Did you see it?
I haven't seen it yet, but it's getting rave reviews.
Everybody was seeing that, right? Isn't it like the cool movie to see or something? I'm not a Spidey.
I was a Spidey guy with like Tobey Maguire, Kirsten Dunst back in the day.
I'll watch it.
Yeah,
but it's not like I'm rushing to the theater.
Who
and go
even
see
is Spider-Man now? Who's the actor?
Oh, I don't
handsome
know.
Dude. I can picture his face. Tom Holland. Does that sound right,
buddy? You could put Tom Holland right in front of me, and I'm gonna be like, "Is that Tom Hanks?"
Wow. Like half the team would be rushing over to meet the guy. Pretty damn famous.
Okay.
Tom Holland.
I no clue.
Okay. Well, regardless, Nick Bonito said Sean Payton let them go see Spider-Man, and he basically said the old Sean
Did they
wouldn't
have to pay
done
for it?
this.
Do they go through the thing and said, "Okay, here's my $9.50 here.
Oh,
How
I don't
much
think
is
you've
the
been to the
popcorn?"
movies in a while. A little more than $9.50 to go see Spider-Man.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, it's got to be
Tickets are more-
$20.
No, for one ticket?
I would think so.
Golly.
Yeah. But
Who's
yeah,
paying for the popcorn?
I don't know. That may have been a
I saw Robson out here yesterday. I think Robson is okay. I think he can handle it.
What's it cost to rent out a theater for an entire Broncos team?
That's just, I think they're okay.
$10,000. They should be all right. But real quick, do you think that? Like, I take Nick Bonito at his word. Like 3 years ago, Sean Payton would not have done that. But coming off a 14-3 year, Sean just got back from Canton with Drew Brees. He's in a good mood. He knew he was going to Canton, so when they did this last week, he was in a good mood. I couldn't envision this with Russell Wilson on the team after Nathaniel Hackett. Let's put it that way.
No, you were trying to change the culture then.
Yes.
You were trying to get your guys in here. All right? Like I said, every year is different. And I think you look at your team and you know that they are professionals. They're pros. They know how to handle their business. You can give them some meetings off. They've now been together now, with Bo going on their third camp. With Sean, if you've been here the whole time, with Sean, fourth camp. And so the offense has been the same. The defense is the same. You're able to build off of that. And these guys are kind of, they've all been together. So, you know what? I don't have to grind them, in these meetings after practice like I used to. Let me throw them a bone. So, yeah, I think you have to evaluate your team every single year and treat it differently. What is this team made of? What do we need to do this year to try to help this team win a championship. And it's going to be much different than what it was 3 or 4 years ago, right? And so, but as a coach, if you're a great coach, you have to be able to be flexible and be able to do those types of things.
Well, the new Spider-Man was on the Broncos' radar. And speaking of Spider-Man, maybe he can help heal them, because soft tissue injuries have become a major concern, so much so that Sean Payton, not even asked yesterday, brought them up unprompted. You will hear from the head coach coming up next.
Catch up on everything happening at DenverSports.com. Weeknights from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. with Denver Sports Tonight. Denver Sports, 104.3 The Fan. DenverSports.com and the Denver Sports app.
Hi, guys. This is the Rocket Roger Clemens. You don't pitch in the majors for 24 years without feeling it later. Shoulders, elbows, knees. Trust me, pain doesn't retire when you do.
That's baseball legend Roger Clemens.
I tried the ice. I tried rest, PT, nothing really worked. When I heard about QC Kinetics, the concept sounded promising. Non-surgical regenerative treatments that help your body heal itself without surgery. Sign me up, just what I needed, real lasting relief.
Whether you're a former pro, a weekend golfer, or just want to walk around pain-free again, QC Kinetics uses cutting-edge technology and natural biologics to help restore and repair damaged tissue.
I trusted them with my joints. Now I'm back doing what I love.
Call QC Kinetics today and schedule your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 303-900-8986. That's 303-900-8986. 303-900-8986.
You worked hard for your money. It's time your money worked harder for you. Open a 7-month CD from Wings Credit Union and earn a guaranteed 4.4% annual percentage yield with just a $500 minimum deposit. It's one of our best rates of the year, but like all good things, it won't stick around forever. Get started today at wingsco.com/CD special. Let's figure it out together. Rate accurate as of July 31st, 2026, and subject to change without notice. Subject to eligibility. Insured by NCUA.
And Doug. Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons. And lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen. And oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live. And you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
In Colorado, relationships matter. That's why professional contractors across the Front Range choose Western Pacific for doors and millwork. For 35 years, this family-owned, locally operated supplier has delivered quality products, next-day delivery, and quick will-call service that keeps builders on schedule. From new construction to remodels, their experienced team is committed to helping contractors succeed. Visit GoWestPack.com. Western Pacific, local ownership, professional expertise built for Colorado contractors.
Most home sellers get one offer. It's somewhere between lowball and not good enough. Orchard changes that. With Orchard's new Orchard Offers, you don't just get one offer. You get multiple cash offers from serious investors, all competing for your home. That's right. Make investors compete with Orchard's cash offer marketplace. Here's how it works. You work with an Orchard agent who submits your home to their exclusive network of hundreds of local cash buyers. They come to you with offers. You review them all and pick the best one on your terms. So you don't have to settle on one offer or worry about leaving money on the table. You see every offer side by side. That's how you know you're getting top dollar. Orchard Offers means no repairs, no showings, no drawn-out process. Before you accept any offer, see them all first. Get a free home valuation and see your offers today with Orchard Offers. Go to Orchard.com. That's orchard.com.
Hey guys, are you an experienced sheet metal worker ready for more than just a job? Join Smart Local 9 for family-supported wages, employer-paid health care, and secure retirement with pension and 401k. Experience the power of collective bargaining. Visit smw9.com, where pride meets your future.
Hi, this is Larry Jager with SCL Mortgage, letting you know about our second mortgages for anything you need, including home improvements, paying off debt, and more. Visit us at myspecialmortgage.com or call 303-790-2222. NMLS number 1200716.
Progressive knows that for business owners, vacations hit different. But hey, at least you finally took a vacation. And look at that. You only answered 53 calls, 84 emails, onboarded one new hire, and covered for Chris while he's out on paternity leave, and you did it all from a kayak. Because you, my friend, know how to relax. All right, you may not know how to take a day off, but you do know both your personal and business auto insurance needs can be covered in one place with Progressive. So at least that's relaxing, right? Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states or situations.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
There are so many out-of-state roofing companies, and roofing companies claiming to be locally owned, yet owned by out-of-state private equity firms.
Denver Roof Pros is the real deal. We are truly locally owned and operate right out of Denver.
We've been serving the Front Range and the Eastern Plains from Fort Collins to Colorado Springs for 10 years.
Choose local. Choose DenverRoofPros.com.
No matter if it hails, rains, or snows, nobody knows your roof like the Denver Roof Pros. Hey!
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's powered by Hellsberg. Shop and store are at hellsberg.com.
It's Training Camp 2026, Unfinished Business. Here's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth, powered by Applied Future Technologies and local plumbing, heating, and air.
There's a big story at Broncos camp yesterday, many of big stories, but the biggest one revolved around soft tissue injuries. It's Will Peterson in for Mike Evans, hanging out with Stoke this morning. Stoke, soft tissue. It's now hit 3 different Broncos. We knew about Jalen Waddle. We knew about Marvin Mims. And then yesterday, about 11:30, J.K. Dobbins leaves practice, walks off with trainers, does not return, soft tissue injury. We'll hear from the head coach in just a moment. But is this starting to become a concern for you that you've got 2 star receivers and a very good running back leaving practice with soft tissue injuries?
Yeah, of course it is. I mean, you got your biggest offseason acquisition in Waddle, who's hurt. That's not ideal. Then you got one of your most explosive players in Mims hurt. And then now you're starting running back, who I was right over there yesterday, and I saw him jogging off the field. So he was jogging off the field. It wasn't like he was walking or limping. He was jogging off the field, and he looked totally fine. But I knew something. I was talking to Chicken Fingers, a.k.a. Kevin Kisner, and I was like, Dobbins is jogging off the field with 2 doctors behind him. Something's up.
Yeah,
I'll pinky promise all of you right now.
After the pinky promise.
But he looked totally fine.
Okay.
So it was like really odd. I was like, maybe he tweaked a shoulder or something like that, but apparently probably lower body, and so it didn't look bad to me, And I think I heard or saw somewhere where it said it was a lot of precaution there with J.K. Dobbins, which early in camp, that's what you want. That's what you have to do because you don't want these things to linger. Then you got to be very cautious with it moving forward so you don't re-injure it. Am I concerned? Sure, there's a level of concern there because these are your dudes. You're not going to be winning a lot of football games without your guys, but it's also training camp. This stuff happens. It's football, and they've been very fortunate the last few years and done a really great job. And hopefully, get it out of the way early, and then, we move on and we don't see many more of these. But, yeah, I'm a little bit concerned. You?
Well, I am because it feels like every day, Stoke, it's 1 or 2 key guys going off to the locker room. Now, knock on all of the wood, a superstar has not been carted off. Broncos did have 1 cart, and unfortunately, sometimes when the cart comes out, it's season-ending, and that's what happened to defensive lineman Matt Henningsen, tearing his Achilles 2nd year in a row. But none of that has occurred with Waddle or Mims or Dobbins. That said, Sean Payton opening statement yesterday, before the media even asks him any questions, this is what Sean offered up.
Good to be back today. Some situational third down work and some call-it periods as well. Got to get a handle on some of the soft tissues. We've had a couple either strains, hamstring or groins. Continue to fight through that. Any questions?
Got to get a handle on some of the soft tissues. Again, he didn't have to get prompted. He just said, this is something we got to figure out. Mentioned, we'll get to it in a moment, they did a warm down yesterday. But clearly on the radar of the head coach and the Broncos for him to just talk about soft tissue without even being asked.
Yeah, I mean, when you see your skill position guys dropping left and right, it's concerning. Like, okay, like what did we do this offseason? Why are we having so many this early in training camp? Again, you need your guys healthy to win in the NFL. You can't win without your guys, and it's when it's your guys, it's a little bit nerve-wracking. Can you imagine the coaches? Those guys, fans, like, we hate it, but that coaching staff, they look at it as like, okay, well, how are you going to win games? I mean, how's Davis Webb going to, have a good offense, and if you don't have anybody to throw it to or run the ball with? So, yeah, that's I could see if I was Sean Payton, I'd want to get a handle on it also. I also saw Bandy walked off before Dobbins, so he limped off and went in the locker room. So I don't know what his situation. I don't know if his was a soft tissue injury or not. I saw him kind of moving his knee around. Not quite sure what that was all about. But, yeah, they start adding up. You start looking around, and it's like, wow, okay. Now what happens is, now you have to try to sign some other wide receivers. They don't know the offense. And it just puts a lot more reps on the other guys' plates that normally you get 3 or 4 reps. Now you're getting 4 or 5 reps, right? and now you're seeing more on those guys, more taxing. 4 or 5 there, Ty. There we go.
There you go.
Get it out of the way.
6:20 a.m. Zach By smear campaign on day number 514. Well played, Brandon Stokley. Always good to take a shot at Zach as the sun is rising. So why all these soft tissue injuries? It's been really hot in Colorado. Here was Sean Payton when asked, is the heat contributing to all these issues?
I don't think it's heat related as much as, you always try to look at your pre-practice routine, your hydration, obviously. And, it's incumbent on the player. It's hard for anyone to know your soft tissue. And so I'm always looking at what we did leading up to maybe a period where someone had a strain. So, we had a warm down after practice, and we'll continue to focus on it, though.
So what does incumbent on the player mean, Stoke? He's basically saying no one knows the body like the player himself, but is a guy supposed to pull himself out of a drill if he feels a hammy coming? How does that work?
No, I think, usually you don't feel it coming. It just happens, right? You're just sprinting and it just happens. I think what he's saying is, like, how do you get ready for practice? What are you doing to get yourself ready? Are you doing all the stuff that you need to do to stay hydrated? And do all those little things to get ready to go for practice. I think, you know your body better than they know your body, and you need to do whatever it takes to try to, stay as healthy as possible and get ready to go for practice and stay healthy. So it's, but again, sometimes as a player, it just happens. I popped my groin here my last year here, and I felt fine. Went to make a break, and, there it went. So I've done quads, hamstrings, all that stuff, right? And sometimes it just happens. Maybe you're dealing with something and you're overcompensating for it on the other side. But as a player, you try to do everything that you can so that you come out here and those things don't happen. But, again, you're sprinting, stopping, turning, twisting, all those types of things. And sometimes these soft tissue injuries just happen. But hopefully it's one of those things where the Broncos are getting out of the way early, right?
Yeah.
Get out of the way early. And to your point, Will, I think you said it very well there, is, they've only had one guy carted off, right? And it hasn't been, one of their starters, thank goodness. So hopefully deal with this soft tissue stuff right now, get it out of the way, and we don't have many more moving forward.
Yeah, definitely knocking on all the wood. He mentioned a warm down. What is a warm down, Brandon Stokley? Because clearly this is something they've inserted after practice starting yesterday, and I would assume they do it again today.
Yeah, my best guess, Will, is, you get together, you stretch. You just do things like that. Maybe you do some backwards walking and you do some stretching, some calisthenic stuff, things like that, I think would be what he's talking about, rather than just being done with practice and then just going sit down and doing nothing, or, do that and then, maybe then you go get in a cold tub and things like that. But I think that's what it is just like, hey, let's get a little stretch in after practice. Let's cool down the right way. That would be my best guess.
All right, and how about J.K. Dobbins, Coach? What's the latest on him? How's he going to be?
Soft tissue. I think he's going to be fine. We're just being smart with it. So it's back to what I was saying at the beginning.
So, soft tissue for J.K., going to be fine. And basically, I just talked about that. We got to, be smarter about this. Guys know their body. We're doing these warm downs, this and that. I know come, 9:30, about 3 hours from now, there are going to be a lot of eyes seeing if J.K. Dobbins is out here, A, and B, which field he goes to work on, because it feels like everyone and their brother is going over to that side field over there.
Yeah, the rehab field.
Yeah, Zach calls it the Greg Dulcich Memorial Field.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's not nice. Dobbins is not practicing today.
Do you think he's even out here, though? Because the good news about Waddle, Mims, at least we've had eyes on them.
Right.
There hasn't been a guy yet where everyone's going, he's not in attendance. I think Broncos country would feel a little bit better if they see J.K. Dobbins at least present at practice.
I think you'll see him possibly. I think you will. If I had to say yes or no, I think you will, because I saw him jog off the field.
Right.
And he looked totally fine. So it's probably a minor one. But you're going to be very cautious with it and careful. And you have a game Friday. Well, now guess what? He's not playing. Now he's not playing. We know his injury history. We need to get him healthy for the first game. That's the ultimate goal with a veteran player that's played a lot of football in the NFL.
All right, you mentioned that game on Friday. How much will the starters play? How about QB Bo Nix? Stoke and I will dive into that coming up next.
One Wheel Broncos talk. Cecil Lemmy and Andrew Mason bring the heat on Orange and Blue Today. The most passionate intelligence and in-depth Broncos coverage in the game. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Hit subscribe at Denver Sports 104.3 and never miss another take. Orange and Blue Today, powered by Ramos Law, official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Stoke here for my friends at Roller Auction, a leader in Colorado auctions for over 50 years, and they got some great upcoming auctions. Got an auction that's ending today. You still have time. All you got to do is go to rollerauction.com to get logged in, to get signed up. It's free. It's easy. It's open to the public. Best part about it is you're going to get some great deals on great items. And then at 9 o'clock today, we got a Pushpin Travel Maps auction going down. This is a really cool auction. Over 140 items in this. It's got vacuum presses. How about a CTD double miter saw? Substrate cutters, it's got heat presses, canvas stretching machines, framing supplies, it's got a forklift, racking equipment, and so much more. Like I said, that will be ending at 9 o'clock, and then tomorrow got a City of Longmont vehicle and equipment auction that will be going down. It's got Ford utility trucks, Sterling flatbed trucks, John Deere tractor with the attachments, forklifts, and also ending tomorrow, got a City of Fort Collins vehicles and equipment auction that will be going down. That's got flatbed trucks, dump trucks, all kinds of pickup trucks, police interceptors. And this is what I love about Roller Auction, is they're always updating and adding new auctions every single week. So go see it all. Get yourself one of those great deals only at rollerauction.com.
Men, when addressing the problem of erectile dysfunction, you want the right treatment for your specific medical situation, because every case is different, and finding the right treatment can mean the difference between just an okay experience and an amazing one. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and at our practices, we offer the full range of ED treatment protocols and can even combine therapies to help make those intimate moments special, both for you and your partner. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we're the leader in treating ED in the area. Our medical providers specialize in men's sexual health and understand that no two cases are alike, which means you'll get the right treatment for you based on sound medical evaluation and appropriate applications of medical therapies. Plus, we offer treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means if you're like most men, you'll get your sex life back. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Xfinity. What if you had the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi and the price didn't change for 5 years guaranteed? Thanks to Xfinity, you don't have to worry about that part of your future. Now through August 24th, get the best price on gig Wi-Fi this summer before it disappears. Just $50 a month for 5 years. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. You're guaranteed 5 years of super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected from online threats and finds and fixes issues before you even notice them. No annual contracts or commitments, no hidden fees, and the best equipment included. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable. Learn more at Xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
Cecil Lammy here from my friend SodaDietNutrition.com. Listen, 5 years ago, I lost 60 pounds with soda, and I'm never going back. Soda taught me how to eat, what to eat, and when to eat. And with a degreed nutritionist, they set up a dynamic diet plan for me, for my schedule, for my food reactions, for my food preferences that helped me lose the weight naturally. And that's the thing. There's no shots, there's no pills, no mystery chemicals you're putting in your body. It's just knowing how to eat, what to eat, and when to eat. And being trained that way by Soda has allowed me to lose the 60 pounds and then keep it off even 5 years later. You want to lose that weight? Stop hiding on those summer pictures, right? I get it, man. When I was overweight, I didn't really like my picture taken. And now I love it. Get me to the front, baby. Confidence back, swagger back. I look and feel 10 years younger. It's simply amazing. And you get 4 weeks free. Call 866-800-SODA and mention the fan. 866-800-SODA and mention the fan for 4 weeks free on their big summer deal. It's SOTA. You can say it with me. State of the art.
Don't guess on major HVAC, plumbing, or electric repairs. Get a free second opinion and same-day service from Fix It 24/7. Honest answers, fast help. Visit FixMyHome.com today.
It's Training Camp 2026. Unfinished business. Here's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth, powered by Applied Future Technologies and local plumbing, heating, and air.
All right, 6:31 on this Tuesday morning. It's Will Peterson in for Mike Evans, hanging out with Brandon Stokley. We'll be with you till 10. Dover and Cecil get you all the updates from practice, 10 to 2. Stoke, it is game week, baby.
Yeah.
Can you feel it? You feel the juice?
No, I know. It's awesome. Here we go. We got some, real football to react to and evaluate. Let's see, who these names are and how they perform when it's real football. And, we're going to have another undrafted free agent make the team, all those things, like who's going to be the next, Philip Lindsay, that all of a sudden, Terrell Davis,
Chris Harris Jr.
It starts here in training camp. So in these preseason games. Right, that's where you really show yourself. Is you can do it all in practice, but you got to be able to back it up in a real game.
Well, on 5 o'clock kickoff Friday night, that's a good treat for Broncos country. They play 3 Friday night preseason games. The next couple at home, 7 p.m. kicks. But I kind of like this 5 o'clock kick, right?
Yeah.
Maybe hit a happy hour, go out with some friends, catch the game.
I like your style.
Yeah, and 5 o'clock kickoff, be over by 8. Still got the rest of your Friday night ahead of you. There's no question about that. So the Broncos practicing here today in front of fans. They'll go indoors tomorrow. No fans allowed at Broncos Park, powered by Common Spirit. Travel day Thursday, game against the Falcons on Friday. Here was head coach Sean Payton yesterday when asked, will Bo and the starters play in the preseason game against the Falcons on Friday night?
They'll play, but we haven't gone through the role yet. I'll let you guys know.
Do you expect Bo Nix to play?
Yeah, I'll let you know when we go through the roles. Yeah.
You can hear Chris Thomason from the Denver Gazette. Do you expect Bo to play? Yeah, I'll let you know what I just said. That is the million-dollar question, Stoke. Is Bo Nix playing? Is he not playing? Two-part question. What's your gut on that, and what would you do if you were the head coach of the Broncos?
Well, it sounds like he's playing, right? I mean, that's what he said. So I'm expecting Bo to play. How long? I think I said yesterday 2 series, probably.
But he didn't confirm Bo was playing. He said, is Bo going to play? And he said, I'll let you know.
He kind of did confirm it to me. He said,
let's,
yes.
Let's hear it one more time,
yes,
Ty. Let's hear that cut one more time, real quick. Are the starters playing against the Falcons, Coach?
They'll play, but we haven't gone through the role yet. I'll let you guys know.
You expect Bo Nix to play?
Yeah, I'll let you know when we go through the roles. Yeah.
He said they'll play.
But
he
said, got a question
about
about
he said,
Bo.
Yes, and he said, I'll let you know about their role, which means I'll let you know how long they're going to play, right. But, I can't. I listen to that, and for sure, the starters are going to play. If the starters are going to play, Bo's going to play. He didn't practice all off season. You have a situation to where you got to get ready to play football. You're not going to play in the third one, probably, right? And so you got 2 games, and they're going to be practicing inside on the turf. Well, the Falcon Stadium is turf, so you're going to get ready to go and play a couple series. Get ready to go for some real football and. I don't know. I think starting the season is pretty important this year. Tough start to the season, tough schedule.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's get ready to play football. And there's a fine line there. You don't want to get guys injured, certainly. But I think putting them out there for 2 series, get going, get back in the flow of things. I think that's a positive. How do you read it? What do you think?
I don't love that the first game's on turf. I'm not going to lie. Coming off a broken ankle. Listen, it's not MetLife, which we know has the reputation of being the worst stadium in the NFL for injuries. In fact, it's so bad they ripped out all that turf or took all that turf out, put grass in for the World Cup final.
And MetLife is the stadium.
New York, New Jersey.
Yes.
Yeah, East Rutherford. Technically New Jersey. The worst Bruno Mars concert I've ever been to in my life when I paid $1,200 to go to Super Bowl 48. How'd that work out for me?
Oh, wow.
I tell people I went to a very expensive Bruno Mars concert. I hate that place.
I was like, man, you went all the way there for a Bruno Mars concert?
Yeah,
wow.
No, I went for a 43-8 beatdown that had a halftime show featuring Bruno Mars and I believe the Red Hot Chili Peppers, if memory serves. But I don't love that it's on turf. And I understand they're going to practice indoor on Wednesday, but do I really want Bo Nix's first game back to be on turf in Atlanta? I don't. I would hold him out, and then I'd play him an entire half in Game 2 back here at Empower Field at Mile High on August 21st.
Well, they will play on turf during the season.
Yeah, but he'll have eased into it by that point.
But he's good. He's good now. He's good. Like, is 3 more weeks all of a sudden, going to heal everything up more? I mean, I've been out here, pretty much every day, and if you didn't know Bo had any kind of surgery and a cleanup, you can't tell at all. I mean, he's moving great, looks great, everything is totally fine. But you got to play football at some point. And I understand what you're saying, but I think he is fully healed. It's not even a question. And you're going to be playing on it in the regular season. Let's get a couple series. And you know what? If something happens, it just happens. Yeah, we can't live in our fears. We got to get ready to play football in about a month, whenever that is, and against the Chiefs, and ready to play good football. It's the same offense, but there's a lot of new wrinkles in this offense. I mean, let's get out there together and try to, hopefully work out any kind of issues that we have. And I remember my first game back here with Payton, and it's always good to get out there and get those nerves and those jitters out of the way, because you put the pads on, you go in the stadium, it's just such a different feeling.
Yeah, it definitely gets the adrenaline rolling for sure. Here was Bo Nix yesterday on if he's excited to have a few plays in the Broncos' first preseason game.
I'm excited. I think preseason is always a great time to get back out there and get your feet wet a little bit and see defenses be in a live situation before the first game.
Get those feet wet a little bit. So one more here, Ty. Bo, are you playing on Friday? Stokely thinks he is.
No idea.
No idea.
Yeah.
No idea.
Well, I can deduce from what Sean said that I'm Mike Evans 99% sure he's playing. Okay?
All right.
That's how confident I am.
Do you think there's something to getting the feet wet, particularly for Bo Nix, considering the last time he played in an NFL game? And I understand the divisional round and the preseason are 2 entirely different things, but the last time he played in an NFL game, he broke his ankle.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. You want to get out there and run around a little bit, throw a couple passes, get hit once, and and then get ready for the next week.
All right.
I think that's going to be their approach, and I think that's what it should be.
You know, Sean Payton will get pressed more today on whether or not Bo Nix is playing. We'll see if he answers the question or not. We're live at Broncos Park, powered by Common Spirit, and we're going to talk Broncos. But there was a Nikola Jokic story yesterday that made headlines all over the sports world, and it is wild. We will dive into it coming up next.
It's Training Camp 2026, Unfinished Business. Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth will kick things off starting at 6 a.m., powered by Applied Future Technologies. Then Dover and Cecil will react live to all the action until 2 p.m. thanks to Denver Roof Pros and Beyond Dino Law Firm. At 2, The Drive will recap the day thanks to AeroSeal Colorado. Stay locked into Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and DenverSports.com for all the latest news and information during football season. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Hey, those of you who own a deck, let me ask you a question. Have you gone out on it lately and just felt uninspired? Even worse, did your deck look and feel beat up with wood rotting in places, sagging in others? Denver Deck Builders is the #1 deck builder in Colorado. The majority of their projects are replacing existing decks. They're also specialists when it comes to repairing existing decks. Let me circle back to that whole feeling uninspired. Denver Deck Builders are experts at designing your deck so that it's more of an outdoor living space with features like pergolas, outdoor kitchens, roofs, ceiling fans, lighting features. You dream it, and then their designers and engineers go to work to try and make your dream a reality. Working with Denver Deck Builders means working with a local family business spanning 3 generations. They are all about building relationships with their clients that last long after the project is done. If you've been thinking of building that new deck or replacing or repairing that old one, check out their website and start getting inspired, and then set up a free consultation. Denver Deck Builders. Go to ddbonthefan.com. That's ddbonthefan.com.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a social media manager.
Did you just post our Q4 earnings to your personal social media?
Oh yeah, used the trending audio and everything.
That's confidential financial data.
Relax. It only went a little viral.
The SEC just commented with the eyeball watching emoji.
This is the job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Out here, you know the drill. Animals are hungry, dogs are getting muddy, and you just noticed you're low on feed. Stocking up at Tractor Supply is easy on your wallet with our unbeatable prices on select shavings, retriever dog food, and Producer's Pride animal and poultry feed. From backyards to barnyards, we've got everything to keep your pets, animals, and livestock well fed and comfortable with low prices all summer. At Tractor Supply.
Hey, this is Rob Biandino at BeatTheDA.com. I've handled 7,000 cases, over 300 trials. If you've been injured in a car accident or property damage, you need our help. I handle all my cases personally. I know all the medical experts, all the damage experts to get you the most for your injuries and your damages. If you're injured in an accident, call me. I will go to war for you. The insurance company knows that I'm a trial lawyer. That will get you more money, a better settlement at the end of the day. Give me a ring, 720-706-5151. Hit me up at BeatTheDA.com.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance. And now we're customizing this ad for your morning commute to wake you up, which could help your driving. Science says that stimulating the brain increases alertness. So here's a pop quiz. How many months have 28 days? What gets wetter as it dries? What has keys but can't open locks? If you don't want to hear the answers, turn off this Liberty Mutual ad now. 12 months, a towel, piano. Enjoy being fully alert.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
When you see this in your kitchen,
The stainless steel fridge is covered in fingerprints.
you hear this.
Leslie, people are going to think you were raised in a barn or by wolves or raised in a barn by wolves.
Fortunately, Wyman Stainless Steel 3-in-1 cleans, shines, and protects to give you the best shine. A spray and a wipe will have your fridge shining like a mirror.
Wow, my fridge looks brand new. Your fridge looks amazing, Leslie. Sorry, I was being a little dramatic earlier.
Your kitchen says a lot about you. Let it brag with Wyman.
From the people who brought you It's the Dog Park comes.
Your dog is limping, but she seems fine. Plus, you've heard they can fake it just to get what they want. So what's the deal now? You're being gaslit.
Protect your dog from injury and illness with Progressive Pet Insurance.
Oh, now she switched legs. What a diva.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Covered subject to policy terms.
Welcome to Whatever Bank. How may I barely help you today?
Hi, is there an option to open a checking account with no monthly fees?
0 monthly fees? I'm afraid not. Just think of the fee as a subscription to your own money.
You don't have to bank like that. Make the switch to KeyBank to open a Key Smart checking account with no monthly maintenance fees.
Ooh, I like that.
Learn more at key.com/keysmartchecking. KeyBank opens doors. KeyBank member FDIC.
Jane is a small business owner. Tell them what that's like, Jane.
Yeah, well, it's like a roller coaster with a lot of ups and downs, and some days things can feel like they're flying off the rails.
Yep, it's a lot. But the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business can help you manage it all. With the largest, fastest fiber-powered network designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect.
Nice. So everything stays on track.
The Total Solutions Advantage. No one does business like Comcast Business.
The more solutions you add, the more you save. Get started today with a qualifying internet package for as low as $60 a month when you add an advanced solution. Plus, new customers, ask how to get up to $1,500 in prepaid cards when you add 2 lines of mobile to a qualifying gig bundle. Don't wait. Call today. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. New customers only. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and automatic payments with bank account required. $60 offer requires 300 meg internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. Prepaid card offers end 9/13/2026.
This segment on The Fan is served up by Jack's Modern Steakhouse.
It's Training Camp 2026, Unfinished Business. Here's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth, powered by Applied Future Technologies and local plumbing, heating, and air.
Well, real quick here, it's 6:45, so you know it's 7 usually what happens on this show, right?
We are joined by Mark Schlereth.
Yes, and everyone that's been, that listens, we've got a lot of great listeners, right? They know the story of Mark yesterday. Kidney stone over the weekend when he was visiting, his dad for his dad's 87th birthday in Alaska. He drops, That's with kidney bad. stones. Yeah, it's terrible. And but he showed up yesterday. Latest report is we got a picture from Mark in the hospital.
Poor
yesterday.
guy. That sucks.
Yeah, with oxygen up his nose, that kind of thing. I'm like, holy cow. That sounds awful, not fun. So I don't know what he was going to be doing, but I'm not expecting him to be here. But Mark has surprised his teammates before. He has surgery on a Monday, and he's playing on a Sunday. So we'll see if he's available to us today. But I think we're doing our injury report. He's listed as doubtful.
Yeah, I think Mark Schlereth is very doubtful.
Yeah, doubtful.
He even made it public last night on his Twitter that he was currently back in the emergency room dealing with that kidney stone from Mark, quote, "Damn thing jumped back on me, almost crippled me this afternoon." And my dad has dealt with kidney stones, and Stokey's told me, if you ever think you're dying, you might be dying, but you might also have a kidney stone. Apparently they are that painful, so we're knocking on all the wood. You and I have never had one, but I think that's good advice to everyone. If you feel that bad, it might be a kidney stone.
Yeah, it sounds awful. So, obviously, it hit him again yesterday after the show. So, hopefully he gets it taken care of and is able to at least, be done with it so he can start healing up.
All right, there was this wild story out of the NBA yesterday. And this is one of those things when you first see it, you kind of chuckle, you laugh, you go, what is that? And then about an hour later, I log on to ESPN.com, and it's the second headline on ESPN.com. And it's that Panathinaikos made Nikola Jokic, quote, a serious offer, and they will try again next summer. This is wild. The Greek businessman who owns the team, Demetrius Yiannakopoulos, said he made a proposal to the Nuggets to buy Nikola Jokic out of the final season of his current NBA contract and believes he can sign him away next summer. He said, quote, people are going to say, okay, he's joking. I did make a very serious proposal this year, both to his team and to him. I got a rejection. I know that he's got one more year of his contract. It took a few seconds for the Nuggets to say who, Greece, where, what, buy. But let's wait until next year. I almost question whether we should even give this oxygen, but it's getting oxygen all over the place, and Nikola's our guy, best player in Nuggets history. We have to talk about this. This is pretty wild, Stoke.
No, yeah, it really is. I was like you when I first saw it. I was like, okay, whatever, it's stupid. There's nothing to this. And then you look at it, it's like, this guy's not messing around, right? He's got real money, and he wants to make a splashy move. So I don't know what the salary cap situation is over there in Greece, or if there even is a salary cap, right? So he might be able to give him whatever he wants. And if you're looking for a big splashy move, there would be no bigger splashier move than signing Nikola Jokic. And you look at his situation, it was 2 years ago. We're like, okay, well, why didn't he sign the extension? And then this past year, it's like, okay, well, he's still not signing an extension. I thought it was going to be this year that he was going to sign it. Oh, okay, well, it's to make more money. Everything is okay. I mean, we always heard about Jokic. He loves, being closer to home. And I don't know where Greece is compared to Serbia, but I guarantee it's closer than Denver.
It is.
So how nervous am I about that? It's a year away. I'm not extremely nervous, but Jokic means so much to this team that if he just kind of is like, all right, yeah, I want to do something different. I want to be closer to home, and this guy's going to pay me $500 million.
$500 million, because my counter report was going to be he's eligible next summer to sign that 5-year, $359.5 million extension with the Nuggets, a contract that would be the largest in NBA history, according to ESPN's Bobby Marks. So why is Nikola not leaving? Well, he's got $360 million reasons not to leave. But then you toss out a number like $500 million?
5 years, $100 million a year. Like, you want to make a big move, but if you want Jokic to leave the NBA and everything that he's built, you got to give him $100 million a year.
Well, the Nuggets can't do that. So you're saying this guy could.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I know the Nuggets can't. They're restricted in what they can give him. They can give him, well, you said $379 next year, right?
$359, yeah.
$359. So, if you want to get his attention, if you're this guy, you can't say, oh, we'll give you $359 million, $60 million. I mean, that's no. You got to blow him out of the water. $100 million a year.
But this guy has a net worth, according to Google, between $500 million and $1.9 billion. Now, that's a pretty damn wide range.
I mean, you think?
That's
a big difference.
To $1.9 billion. Yeah, if he's closer to $1.9 billion, maybe. But I got to be honest, though, Nikola's amazing and awesome and incredible and a joy to watch play basketball. I don't know if he can make his money back paying Nikola Jokic $100 million a year.
I don't know the landscape of Greece basketball.
I don't either.
I really don't. But, again, some guys don't care, right? He wants to make a big splashy move. And if he's worth $2 billion, who knows what he's worth then. And he can afford it if he wants to pay it. But I think you're going to have to make that type of move if you're going to want Jokic to leave the NBA to go play in Greece.
But haven't we learned from Nikola that we should take him at his word? And even though he hasn't put pen to paper, what you mentioned, 2 summers ago, he's going to sign it. This summer, he's going to sign it. Even when he said he wasn't going to sign it, he's still committed back to the Nuggets. His intention is still to be with the Denver Nuggets. He's got a growing family. He's got a house here in the area. By all accounts, he absolutely loves Denver. Why in the world would this guy on the back end of his prime, and he's still in his prime, to be abundantly clear, should have won 6 MVPs in a row, won 3, got robbed of 3 others. Why in the world would he go play in Greece? Because money aside, it's a much worse basketball league. That's the other factor of this conversation.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see it happening, but everyone's wired differently. And things change, though. You can tell me something, and a year later, life changes, right? And so, I'm sitting here today thinking, something, and I want to be here, and I want to live in Denver, but in a year, I don't know what it looks like. You know,
you're going to be sitting right back here a year from now.
No, but I'm just saying things change year to year.
They do,
and so life happens. You know, your kids start growing up, and it's like you look at things differently. There's a different perspective. So, you know, he could be telling us the truth, and I'm sure this is his plan is to re-sign with the Nuggets, and everything is going to be fine. But, you know, until it's pen to paper, you know, like I said, things change, and life and people's views and perspectives change year to year.
I think he's much more likely. I mean, if I had to power rank it, I'd say 80% chance Nikola Jokic re-signs in Denver, 19% chance he signs with a different NBA team, and a 1% chance he goes plays in Greece.
I like that.
Am I on to something
there?
I
like that. I mean, I'm more like 85 with the Nuggets, because I do take him at his word, and I think that's how he feels. And I think he loves it, and I don't think he wants to go anywhere. And then, yeah, a 14% another NBA team, and 1% Greece.
All right. Well, our probabilities are pretty similar,
Yep.
but you can go read about this at DenverSports.com. This Greek businessman making headlines. He's trying to get Nikola Jokic. Didn't get him this time around. Vows to try again next summer. All right. On the other side, Bo Nix was with Kay Adams yesterday. A lot of great answers. But there's one that may make Broncos country a little nervous about running the football. Stoke and I will dive into it.
Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider Mike Kliss. Presented by Fitness Gallery and Monarch Construction and Roofing. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
You know, sometimes it takes a second opinion to see what you've been missing. I thought I was in pretty good shape financially. I've been saving, investing, doing all the things you're supposed to do. But when Trajan Wealth took a closer look, they found areas where my investments, taxes, and estate plan weren't as coordinated as I thought. Now they are. Hey, Brandon Stokley here. What I like is that everything works together under one strategy. Their team helps coordinate the different parts of your financial life so you can make decisions with greater confidence. And here's something important. They're fiduciaries. That means they're committed to putting your interest first. I'm not just talking about them anymore. I'm a client. So if you accumulated savings and want to make sure that your plan is truly aligned with your goals, schedule a conversation with my friends at Trajan Wealth today. Give them a call. 855-TRAJAN-1. That's 855-TRAJAN-1. Or you can find them online at TrajanWealth.com. That's TRAJAN Wealth.com. Trajan Wealth. Plan smarter. Dream bigger.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC, SEC registered investment advisor, and additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Actual client. Paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Mike Rowe here with a random fact. More than half of the homes that have basements in North America will experience water damage. It's true. Whether it's basement moisture, flooding, or bowing walls, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys. They're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to waterproof your basement and stabilize your walls. Schedule a free inspection with Groundworks, the foundation and waterproofing experts.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
All right, Broncos country, listen up. Philip Lindsay here. And for stress-free summer travel, I chose Hermes Worldwide. Forget the airport chaos. Hermes Worldwide offers comfortable, reliable transportation for your airport transfers and more. They're dependable, they're professional, so you can focus on your vacation. Make your summer travel easy. Give them a call today at 303-577-7600, or you can visit them online at ridehermes.com/DenverSports. Again, that's ridehermes.com/DenverSports to book your next ride today.
Summer weather can be full of surprises. If your home has been affected by the recent storms, trust a local professional roofer with decades of combined experience. Golden Spike Roofing is here for all your repair or roof replacement needs. Call today for a free inspection and estimate for roofing done right down to the last nail.
Call Golden Spike Roofing when your roof needs a fix. 303-942-1386. Golden Spike Roofing.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. I've been using Natural Tree Care and Recycling for over 3 years now. Those are my guys. Aaron, the owner, is a Colorado native who runs his crew with real integrity. They've kept my trees in Centennial healthy throughout this drought. They're looking great and standing strong. No job is too big or too small. So if you want trees that actually look the way you want them, or you want trees removed, you need to call my guys, Natural Tree Care and Recycling, at 303-803-3850, or visit them online at naturaltreerecycle.com.
DenverSports.com.
Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealership since 1975 in Boulder, has a championship-level lineup ready for you to test drive and take home today. They currently have specials on both the BMW X3 and X5 models. The BMW X3 model is a luxury compact SUV that offers balanced handling and a powertrain variety. The BMW X5 model is a high-performance powerhouse luxury model that offers you a thrilling driving experience. They also have a great pre-owned BMW lineup as well. Schedule your test drive today. Go to GebhardtBMW.com.
Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealership since 1975.
Most home sellers get one offer, and it's never enough. Orchard changes that. With Orchard offers, you don't get one offer. You get multiple cash offers from serious investors, all competing for your home. Here's how it works. An Orchard agent submits your home to their exclusive network of local cash buyers. They compete to buy your home. You choose the winner. No repairs, no showings, no settling. Get started with a free home valuation at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code CASH to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code CASH to borrow up to $10,000. Use code CASH to borrow up to $10,000.
Dan Jacobs with Jacobs Law on 303 Law 4040. Here's a story my lovely wife Kimberly was particularly proud of. Jeffrey, a listener just like you, called 303 Law 4040 and said he was T-boned by a driver running a red light and rammed his car right into a tree. When the cops came, the other driver lied and the police believed him. They said Jeffrey was at fault. Now, with the big made-for-TV lawyers, that's where the case would normally end. Many of them won't even touch a case if they actually have to work to prove it. But Jeffrey insisted he was innocent. He worked with us together on our team to find the witnesses and the evidence to get the ticket overturned and the insurance company's denial reversed. At 303 Law 4040, we aren't a big settlement mill like the made-for-TV lawyers. Each client meets with me and my lovely wife Kimberly in person, and you get our cell phone numbers. If you've been injured in an accident, you know the number, 303 Law 4040. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. That's 303 Law 4040.
Audible makes traffic less of an annoyance and more of an opportunity for another chapter. Audible, stories that speak to you. New members can start listening with a 30-day free trial at audible.com.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. Powered by Able Builders, it's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth. It's Training Camp 2026, Unfinished Business. Here's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth, powered by Applied Future Technologies and local plumbing, heating, and air.
It is 7 o'clock here on this Tuesday morning. Will Peterson in for Mike Evans, hanging out with Stoke. And Stoke, I was hoping for something heroic. Mark Schlereth coming barreling around that corner. But he's got a very valid excuse. Mark spent the night in the hospital, in the ER, dealing with a kidney stone, and I think we can officially move him from doubtful to out.
He's out.
Tonight it didn't happen.
Didn't happen. So, we'll see. Maybe there was a procedure to hopefully help ease some of the pain and get him healed up, though. That doesn't sound fun. So, I like to make fun of Evans when he's not here. Can't do that today. He's got a valid reason for not being here today. And I love to make fun of Mark when he's not here. You think I'm going to put that juju on myself or that bad karma on myself? Absolutely not. So I don't want that smoke. I don't want that fire. So I'm not going to touch that one.
No, I would not touch it either. We wish Mark well. Hope he's back tomorrow, getting that kidney stone surgically removed. I think that most people feel like there's one way to pass a kidney stone. Well, there might be two. If way number one doesn't work, open up and get that thing out of me. It sounds like we're going route number 2 with Mark.
Yeah. I don't know the process there, but,
Well, the first process is it goes out with your morning coffee.
Right, but it seems like it's if that's not happening, it could just hang around for a while. So just put me asleep and take it out. Can we just do that quickly? Because you don't want to be dealing with what Schlereth has been dealing with over the last weekend. And then you could tell yesterday at the end of the show he said he felt like it might be happening again to him. So, and it did. So get it out as quick as possible.
All right, well, we will hold it down here today for the next 3 hours before Dover and Cecil get in here. It was Kay Adams' day yesterday at Broncos Park, powered by Common Spirits. Saw that Sean Payton sat with her for nearly a half hour, and then Kay also talked with Bo Nix, Nick Benito, and then some clips from her chat with Pat Surtain are just hitting the internet this morning as well. But Bo said something that's going to make Broncos fans perhaps a little nervous. Here was Bo Nix with Kay Adams yesterday on what helps him get going early in football games.
I guess I've always noticed that middle school, high school, college, sort of feel like when I run early in the game or get tackled, get going, get some positive yards with my legs, I feel like it does open up the field for me, allow me to see different things, and sort of puts me in the game. It immerses me in the game a little bit faster. And I don't know, some guys, like, everybody's got that, something that gets them going. It may be their first completion. It may be their first deep ball that they just have to really air it out.
Yeah.
It may be their first time getting tackled. It may just be running out on the field for the first time. But for me, it's that first run and getting hit and being a part of the game. I think that sort of just gets you going.
Here's my thing. A year ago at this time, no one would have blinked at that answer. Stoke, okay. Get Bo a design run or two, all good. Get him in the flow of the game. He just said it himself. Some guys like getting tackled. Some guys like just running out on the field. Some guys like running the ball. I like running the ball. That gets me immersed in the football game. The problem is we all know what happened in the playoffs last year against the Bills. What did you make of that answer from Bo Nix?
Yeah, I understand where he's coming from, right? It's always, as a receiver, you want to get a catch, get tackled. That now you get going a little bit. And so I don't mind it. I think, he didn't say design runs. He just said runs. So, like, he could, if things break down, get him out in the open. I don't want to see a ton of design runs to get him in the football game. I think you're going to use those when you need it, right? We're not going to just call it on first down and 10 at the 30 to open the game. So I think you got to be careful with it, obviously. And also, I don't want to live in our fears here. We're not going to live in our fears, right? Bo's a smart quarterback. Be smart with it. When you take off and run, try to protect yourself as much as possible. His legs are a big part of his game, so I don't want that to go away, and I don't want him to be scared to run because, I might hurt my ankle again. No, you can't play that way. He looks great out here. You can't. If you didn't know he had ankle surgery, you couldn't tell. Nothing looks off at all. Now, again, anytime it doesn't matter if he's coming off ankle surgery or not. When you take off and run, protect yourself and don't put yourself in a situation to be injured, and be smart with it. But you can't live in your fears, and that's one of his weapons is his athleticism. So use it. Yeah,
but let's say Monday Night Football, you're in Arrowhead, third play of the game, it's 3rd and 7. Bo takes off, gets the first down. That's great. Broncos country is going to be thrilled. Didn't go 3 and out. Don't have to punt the ball to Patrick Mahomes. But we're all going to be watching him after 3rd and 7 to make sure he gets up. I do think that's going to be critical. Now, I'll give you a cross-sport example real quickly here. With Gabriel Landeskog, the captain of the Avs last year, we all went into the season going, how's the knee? How's the knee? How's the knee?
Right.
Fortunately, when I watched the back half of the Avs, second half of the year, now Gabe got beat up a little other ways, I didn't think about the knee. I hope as a Broncos fan I get to week 7, week 8, week 9, I'm not thinking about Bo Nix's ankle, but you better believe you, me, everyone else, millions of people watching the game, first time he goes down in Kansas City running the ball and either gets awkwardly tackled or slides or whatever, everyone's going to be seeing how he pops back up.
Yeah, no question about that, and I think that's a good comparison with Landeskog, and we don't even talk about it anymore.
Correct.
And it was just a couple years ago, a year and a half ago, where it's like we didn't know if he'd ever play again. And now you look up over a year later, and there's no conversation about the injury that he had and the long rehab and how we thought he might not ever skate again. And so I think it just takes time, right, as you go through the season. Hopefully we get to that point where it's just like we don't even talk about the ankle situation anymore. But certainly early on, yeah, you're going to be nervous about that. But I think that's with anybody with any injury, and certainly when you're talking about your quarterback and the quarterback of the Denver Broncos and how important Bo is to this offense and to this team, then, yeah, it's going to be – you're going to be a little bit uneasy, watching him get up from hits and tackles early in the season.
What's the line that Davis Webb, in particular, the new play caller, has to tread between being aggressive on design stuff? Because you mentioned it. Bo didn't talk about design, but I do think a lot of folks will be going, if it's 3rd and 7 and the play breaks down, he gets the first down, whatever. That's football. I'm with you there. Can't live in our fears, as you've said a couple times this morning. But what if it's a design run? Then people are going to go, Davis, are we just playing with fire here? That to me is the line in the sand. Scrambles, I'm cool with.
Yeah.
Design runs, I don't really want to see them in the playbook.
No, we don't have to have many of them. I mean, maybe, like you said, maybe later on in the season, and got-to-have-it situations. And we saw it, a couple times last year. And, you see Bolsey get out in front, and there he is going around the left edge, Bo Nix. And so it depends on the defense that you're getting. But if it's the right situation, I don't want to see design runs early, though. We don't need to do that. There's other plays that you can put in the playbook or put in the game plan that could be just as successful than a design quarterback run. So I think early in the season, yes, you have to be smart with how you call things. But certainly Bo's going to use his feet. He's going to use his legs and try to pick up yards when things aren't there. That's such a big advantage for the Broncos offense. But design runs, save it.
Yeah, you and I are on the same page there, but you're also right that running the football is part of Bo Nix's identity. It's part of what makes him so effective, and they can't eliminate that from his game. This guy's not Peyton Manning in his prime where he can just sit in the pocket and pick defenses apart. Bo's got to keep opposing units off schedule, really, with the element of the run, and I want to get through it. In fact, if Chris Jones tackles Bo Nix by the ankles, will I be thrilled about that? Of course not. But if it happens and he pops right back up, then maybe it does enter that Landeskog territory where we don't have to think about it. Because at some point, some defensive lineman, whether it be Chris Jones or Max Crosby or whoever, is going to grab Bo Nix around the ankles, and it's just going to be hypercritical that he gets right up.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And I think early on, we're going to be paying close attention to it. Hopefully by week 12, we're not even talking about it anymore. We've seen him get hit enough and pop right back up that, it's a non-story, and we're not even concerned with it.
Yep, that's the goal for sure. All right, there was big news yesterday on the Broncos stadium front. Something happened down at Burnham Yard that will make folks happy who want the stadium to stay in downtown Denver.
Happy. Stoke happy.
We'll give you the details coming up next.
Catch up on everything happening at DenverSports.com. Weeknights from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. with Denver Sports Tonight. Denver Sports, 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app.
Hey guys, your boy Stink here from my friends at Cudarelli Vision. Guys, I wore glasses all growing up. When I hit my early 30s, had LASIK surgery. That was awesome. When I hit my mid-50s, though, I started to need readers for everything I was doing, studying film and reading articles and all that kind of stuff. And I never seemed to have the glasses when I needed them. Right? They're upstairs, I'm downstairs, they're downstairs, I'm upstairs, I'm at dinner, they're back at the house. I decided to go see Dr. Cudarelli at Cudarelli Vision for refractive lens exchange. I can tell you firsthand, total game changer. No longer need those readers for what I'm doing. It is a permanent solution, and I'm telling you what, you are absolutely going to love it, and you'll never develop a cataract. Dr. Cudarelli is the most experienced in Colorado with over 90,000 vision correction procedures, so he can tell you exactly when it's the right time for you. And RLE. Hey guys, Cudarelli Vision RLE. No readers, glasses, contacts, or cataracts. Check them out for a free consultation at ColoradoRLE.com. That's ColoradoRLE.com.
I'm not one to say I told you so, but I switched to Pure Talk over a year ago, and ever since, I've been telling people there's no better wireless company out there. Well, a few months ago, a massive survey was conducted. 123,000 people were asked to rate their wireless carrier in 4 categories: coverage, support, data, and overall value. Well, the results are in. Guess which wireless company was the only wireless company to get 5 stars in every category? Yeah, Pure Talk. 5 stars, every category. To celebrate, Pure Talk is offering the first 3 months of any plan for just $15 a month, including their top-tier unlimited plan. No contract, no commitment, just a very inexpensive way to test drive the only American wireless company with 5 stars in every category. Just dial pound 250, say micro, and Pure Talk's U.S. customer service will take it from there. Again, pound 250 micro. And yes, I told you so.
Hey guys, are you an experienced sheet metal worker looking for more than just a job, ready for a career? At Smart Local 9, we offer strong, reliable, family-supported wages, employer-paid health care with no out-of-pocket premiums, and a dependable retirement with both pension and 401k so you can retire with dignity. Learn more at smw9.com. Experience the strength of collective bargaining with Smart Local 9 Sheet Metal Workers Union. Visit them at smw9.com. Smart Local 9, where pride meets your future.
T-Mobile is launching something no other wireless network offers. Introducing Nothing. Pay nothing today and walk out of the store with a new phone.
What did he say?
Nothing.
You definitely said something about nothing.
Exactly. Go to T-Mobile, pay nothing up front, and leave with a new phone.
Wait, nothing rules.
She gets it.
Hey, thanks for nothing.
For the first time ever, switch to T-Mobile, pay nothing. No taxes, no fees, no money down. And walk out with a new phone. There are 250 reasons to choose T-Mobile, and now nothing is holding you back.
On eligible devices with qualifying credit plan and 36-month finance agreement.
And Doug.
Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons. And lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live. And you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Summers are made for time on your deck. Right now, when you purchase a new deck from 5280 Exteriors during August, you'll get free solar railing lights, no payments, and no interest until 2027 for qualified buyers. A 2-time President's Club winner, 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
Kenny here to help you ignite your taste buds with Firework Freeze 5-hour energy shots. Juicy cherry, citrus lime, and blue raspberry. It's that iconic freezer pop flavor, but with none of the guilty sugar aftermath. The perfect summer kick, it's a delicious, portable, zero-sugar energy shot bursting with flavor. Bring on summer with Firework Freeze 5-hour energy shots. Available online at 5hourenergy.com or on Amazon.
You know the rush when you reach that goal, when something you've worked for pays off. That's success. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we believe you should never stop chasing it. That's why we offer a skills-based education that helps move your career forward. Learn how to apply emerging technologies like AI and data science. Build your leadership and critical thinking skills. Apply by September 1st and save with no application fee. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Shell.
If you're considering sedation dentistry and want to learn more about it, Clarkson Dental can help. When it comes to your health, you want to make sure you know all the details. The highly trained professionals at Clarkson Dental have your answers. Learn more at coloradosedation.com.
This segment on The Fan is built by Denver Deck Builders.
It's Training Camp 2026, Unfinished Business. Here's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth, powered by Applied Future Technologies and local plumbing, heating, and air.
All right, the RonTheFly.com text line is on fire, 303-713-1043. If you want to get in the conversation, the 9557, Dennis in Green Mountain says he's praying for stink. Kidney stones suck. Kidney stones are no joke coming from Zig in Arvada. And then this texter says, Zach with the baby hammy and Stink with the baby kidney stone.
Oh.
Come on.
Don't compare those two.
The hammy and the kidney stone?
I forgot about Zach's baby hammy that he nursed for like 2 years. Maybe Zach could give the Broncos some advice on how to deal with soft tissue injuries.
Yeah.
Since he had to battle through that.
That baby hammy.
Yeah, that's right, the baby hammy.
The 2678, the one firing shots there at Zach. The 7374 from Trucker Mike, kidney stone, worst pain I've ever had. Yes, that is why you don't hear the voice of Mark Schlereth this morning. We're hoping he'll be back tomorrow, but he got to get that kidney stone out of him. In the meantime, Stoke, one of the biggest outstanding real estate transactions around Burnham Yard is officially in the books, according to Parker Gabriel of the Denver Post. The Broncos have closed a deal with SRM Concrete to purchase 6 parcels owned by the company that span nearly 10 acres in the northern part of the club's planned stadium and mixed-use district at Burnham Yard. The 6 parcels, according to city real estate records, have a combined assessed value of $15.6 million. Okay, so that's the combined value. But financial terms were not immediately available on the Broncos acquisition. First of all, this is huge. They got 10 more acres down at Burnham Yard.
Bam!
But second of all, we don't know what they paid. They're worth $15.6, but perhaps this concrete company said, you're going to give us a little more than $15.6 for this land.
Yeah, probably so. You know, you have the leverage, I guess, if you're them. You don't have to leave your property, and you have a lot of property, and the Broncos need that property. Broncos have money. So it's like, okay, 15 might turn into be, 20, 25, whatever the case may be. But, hey, it is what it is. They got it done, which is great news. We had the renderings last week. It looks awesome. So let's get all this stuff going, And, Will, we were walking up here today, and you said to me, you can't believe that the facility, this new facility, unbelievable, got done in 2 years.
Yeah, I
right?
couldn't.
And I'm like, buddy, they don't mess around. They have a plan, and they have a completion date. And their completion date, they wanted to be ready for 2026 training camp and moved in there. And so they were not messing around, which I think is awesome, right? And so now you look at the stadium situation, they want to be there in 2031, right? And so they want to get the ball rolling here and get shovels in the dirt and get this thing started, getting this party started so they can be on schedule for 2031. They're not playing around, which I love. They're on a mission, and hopefully, again, these council members and all these other people with their hands out, trying to, shake down the Broncos and the Penners and the Waltons, that hopefully they can get this thing figured out and they don't screw it up. So, because the Broncos aren't playing around.
No.
They want to get it done. But I think this is great news, though, right? This is great news because it's just another step into getting this stadium started.
And Damani Leach, the president of the Broncos, provided a statement to the Denver Post. In quote, he said, "This agreement with SRM Concrete represents another meaningful step to our organization, and we've taken advanced plans for a future stadium and surrounding neighborhood in Burnham Yard. We're grateful to CEO Jeff Hollingshead and the entire SRM Concrete team for their partnership, collaboration, and shared commitment throughout this process." Now, this CEO guy, this Hollingshead guy, who had $15.6 million worth of land, again, we don't know what he sold it to the Broncos, he had said in the spring, quote, "We're not going to be the reason why the stadium's not getting built." Because this guy knew, I hold a lot of leverage here. I own, the concrete company owns, I'm the CEO, I own this critical 10 acres to the Broncos. He doesn't want that to be his legacy. You're the concrete company that made the stadium move to Lone Tree or out by the airport. They eventually did sell. I understand that, but I also understand that Hollingshead and his company have the entire amount of leverage. So I will be curious to see if financial terms do get disclosed on this and if the Broncos had to overpay. You said 20, 25. What if he doubled it? What if he told him, give me 30? What if he said, give me 35? I don't know what the number was, but yesterday the Broncos said, enough screwing around, we're buying your 10 acres, and maybe they did indeed have to pay a pretty penny.
Yeah, I'm sure they did, but 10 acres is a lot of land, and good for this guy. Right, even if he charged a little extra on top, he wanted to get it done. He wasn't going to be the reason why it didn't get done. I'm sure the Broncos had to step up and pay, but I don't know. I don't think they're going to miss a few million. Will?
No, I think they'll be okay.
I think they're going to be okay. Just alone in the last since they bought the team, it's pretty much almost probably doubled in value.
You saw what the Seahawks just went for, almost $10 billion.
Exactly. So things are booming around here. They're investing in this team and they're spending money. And so I'm sure they might have had to overpay for that 10 acres, but good for that guy. I like that approach. Hollingshead.
Hollingshead, yep.
That he said he wasn't going to be the reason why the stadium didn't get built, and he's not the reason why the stadium isn't going to be built down there. So they came to an agreement. Good job. Let's keep this ball rolling. Hopefully we get more good news. I don't know what else is left that the Broncos need to buy or what needs to happen. I know they had the water place down there, so I'm not even sure. But let's go. Hey, let's go.
According to the Denver Post, the parcels combine to form a wedge that sits between the Denver Water headquarters and the now defunct Burnham Yard rail yard regarding the Broncos' proposals for a retractable roof stadium and mixed-use district. The SRM concrete parcels occupy a significant portion of that northern part of the proposed stadium site, the north end. So there's still more land to acquire, but these 10 acres were huge, and as the 7990 on the text line points out, they will need a lot of concrete to build the stadium. So maybe they told SRM Concrete, not only are we going to buy your land, we'll contract you out, baby.
How about that?
We need some concrete.
Well, I think if I'm the CEO or whatever, that's part of the deal. Hey, okay, because they can use whoever they want. They're paying for it, right?
Sure.
So it's not like they have to have bids. I think that would be part of the deal.
Oh, yeah. I do too. Maybe, exactly. Maybe provide some concrete for us.
Unbelievable. That's a good spot to be in for what's their name?
SRM Concrete.
SRM Concrete. Good for them. And good job getting it done. That's it's a positive news, and that's what I like to hear. I like to hear positive news. Last week we got the renderings. Unbelievable. The before and after pictures, flat out remarkable. You go from a dump to like this unbelievable looking place with an unbelievable stadium, and then now you get this news this week. Let's keep this thing going.
So as we sit here on August 11, 2026, I'm glad you brought up the new facility that we are fortunate enough to be just about 100 yards away from right now. I don't know if I can envision a new stadium in 2031 if the Walton Penners didn't own the Broncos. That's what I keep coming back to. You look at Burnham Yard right now, it's a whole lot of nothing. And I'm not trying to trash on downtown Denver or anything like that. Burnham Yard itself, I think everyone can agree, or at least I hope 90% of people can agree, is a whole lot of nothing at this point in time. So I can close my eyes and see a new stadium in 2031. I can, but I'm with you. Shovel's got to be in the ground. Hopefully by, I know Damani Leach initially said Q1 of 2027. Now it's kind of moved to next summer, about a year from now. I can envision it, but even still, this is the kind of stuff that has to get done. So that's why yesterday was a big day for them.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult to get it done by 2031, but when they are ready to go, they don't mess around, right? It's all business, and let's get this thing done. Whatever the cost, it doesn't matter. It's going to be done fast, and it's going to be first class, just like the facility, right? But you just have to get all this other stuff out of the way, and once all that other stuff is done, guess what? They aren't going to be messing around. They're going to be ready to go. I guarantee you. And if they can just hurry up and finalize these things, then it will be done in 2031.
Yeah, let's keep our fingers crossed for sure. And you said, as we went into the last break, you're smiling. This is good news for you.
Yeah.
Because you're a huge proponent of, and I know it's some personal reasons, but I know there's other reasons too. You're a huge proponent of get this thing built in Burnham Yard, keep the Broncos in Denver, not the Lone Tree Broncos, not the Aurora Broncos, not the Airport Broncos, the
right.
Denver Broncos.
Yes. Yeah, no, it's all selfish. I don't really care if it's downtown. You can put it at the airport or anywhere else. Don't bring it close to me.
Don't mess with the Rock.
So it's just I'm being honest. It's just I'm being selfish.
Okay, but real quick, you played for this team.
Right.
Don't you, if they're hosting an AFC title game like they did last year, don't you want to see the blimp shots of overhead of the stadium and the skyline and the mountains and not just a field in Lone Tree or field in Aurora? I think that stuff matters.
I could care less.
That doesn't get you
No.
juiced? That doesn't get you excited?
No,
here's Jim
could
Nance.
care less.
And here's the aerial shot.
Because-
Here's Tony Romo. Well, we
No,
think, you know.
Romo's out.
Maybe J.J. Watt. But
yes.
regardless, there's something about a big game in a big city, to me, that feels important.
Well, if you build it by the airport, guess what? There's going to be a lot of stuff around it. It's not going to be just sitting there by itself.
I don't want to host
you
an
that.
AFC title game, and there are the
And
tents.
they can show the blimp can show the mountains from anywhere. Okay, so I don't know. You're being a little bit too nostalgic. Or
They play in downtown
that was a
Denver.
real
I want to
downer.
keep them in downtown Denver.
Perfect. That's good with me.
But I
I'm
thought
fine.
you'd play along at least a little bit. And you're like,
No.
no, I don't want traffic in the Rock.
Yeah, I just don't want it in Castle Rock. I just don't want it in the Rock. That's it. or Lone Tree.
This man is a saint.
That's it.
But you
can put it
can't
anywhere
acknowledge
else.
that playing in downtown Denver is cool? That they should keep a team that has played in downtown Denver for 60 years in downtown Denver?
I'm not like sentimental about that stuff. I really don't care. I want a great stadium. I want a great area. And if it's downtown Denver, great. If it's out by the airport, I don't care.
Okay.
I'm fine with it.
Not down south.
Just not south by me. That's it.
All
they got
righty.
enough stuff going in down there right now, Will.
Yeah. Is there a target on the Broncos back this season? That's what Bo Nix said, plus plenty more from Kay Adams with both Sean Payton and Denver's quarterback on the other side.
One Wheel Broncos talk. Cecil Lemmy and Andrew Mason bring the heat on Orange and Blue today. The most passionate intelligence and in-depth Broncos coverage in the game. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Hit subscribe at Denver Sports 104.3 and never miss another take. Orange and Blue today, powered by Ramos Law, official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Hey guys, boy Stink here, man. Let me tell you, I was recently talking to my buddy Troy Hansford about the housing market. Told me, hey man, it's gone crazy. It was so hot a couple summers ago. It's really cooled off a little bit over the last few years, and prices seem to be declining, inventory on the market. But if you're thinking about selling your house for any reason, now's the time to sell it with my buddy Troy and still get top dollar. Believe it or not, my buddy Troy's still offering $5,000 guarantee. If he can't sell your house on the timeline that you guys agree upon beforehand, plus the price that you agree upon beforehand, he's going to cut you a check for $5,000. Nobody else makes that offer, but he makes it because he continues to spend a ton of money marketing his listings. Has about 100 families approved and ready to buy right now. If you have a house, Troy probably has the perfect buyer for you. Waiting for you to pick up the phone and to call him at 720-900-4433. Call Troy, get your home sold for the most money. That's 720-900-4433. And if for any reason you sell right away, Troy can buy your house all cash and close in as little as 7 days. So make sure you give him a call. That's Troy Hansford of RE/MAX Professionals, Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions do apply. Want to sell your house? Call my buddy Troy, 720-900-4433.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
Hey, no surgery is a layup, even when you hear doctors operating on athletes as minor surgery. Easy for them to say. If you're dealing with chronic joint pain from bone-on-bone arthritis, torn meniscus, or years of wear and tear from working and playing, before you go under the knife, get a second opinion from QC Kinetics. Why? Because they could provide an alternative to surgery, an all-natural alternative. Schedule a free consultation, learn all about their regenerative treatments, where they use healing properties in your own body, concentrated right in the spot, right in the joint that's causing the pain. All natural, no drugs, no steroids, no surgery, and no long recovery to go along with it. Living in pain stinks. Trying to manage it, ignore it. QC Kinetics gives you a possible alternative for that hip, knee, back, or shoulder pain that doesn't involve going under the knife, no matter how minor it may be. QC Kinetics has been helping thousands of people right here in Colorado. Let's add you to that list. Call them for a second opinion and a free consultation. 303-900-8986. 303-900-8986. With offices in Aurora, Superior, Highlands Ranch, and the Springs, it's QC Kinetics.
When you see this in your kitchen,
The stainless steel fridge is covered in fingerprints.
you hear this.
Leslie, people are going to think you were raised in a barn or by wolves, or raised in a barn by wolves.
Fortunately, Wyman Stainless Steel 3-in-1 cleans, shines, and protects to give you the best shine. A spray and a wipe will have your fridge shining like a mirror.
Wow, my fridge looks brand new. Your fridge looks amazing, Leslie. Sorry, I was being a little dramatic earlier.
Your kitchen says a lot about you. Let it brag with Wyman.
T-Mobile is launching something no other wireless network offers. Introducing Nothing. Pay nothing today and walk out of the store with a new phone.
What did he say?
Nothing.
You definitely said something about nothing.
Exactly. Go to T-Mobile, pay nothing up front, and leave with a new phone.
Wait, nothing rules.
She gets it.
Hey, thanks for nothing.
For the first time ever, switch to T-Mobile, pay nothing. No taxes, no fees, no money down. And walk out with a new phone. There are 250 reasons to choose T-Mobile, and now nothing is holding you back.
On eligible devices with qualifying credit plan and 36-month finance agreement.
It's Training Camp 2026, Unfinished Business. Here's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth, powered by Applied Future Technologies and local plumbing, heating, and air.
Gorgeous morning to be out at Broncos Park, powered by Common Spirit. It's Will Peterson in for Mike Evans. Hanging out with Stoke this morning as Mark Schlereth spent the night in the ER getting a kidney stone removed. We're keeping our fingers crossed that Mark is feeling better and is back tomorrow.
I'll see if I can get an update from him.
Yeah,
here.
you want to text him? He was on the Twitter machine just a little bit ago, so he's
Okay.
up and at him, which is good. But yeah, you don't mess around with those kidney stones. We'll get back to some audio here in a moment from Bo Nix talking about the Broncos having a target on their back. But in the meantime, Stoke, as the field crew is out here getting ready for another day of practice. Last day outdoors for quite a while. Broncos will move indoors on Wednesday. Tomorrow is now closed to the fans. They'll travel to Atlanta on Thursday, and they'll play Friday night. Are you just hoping we get through a practice today without someone going to the locker room? Because it feels like every single day, it's not just a player going to the locker room, it's a key player going to the locker room. They need to get through a 2.5 hour practice where there's not some moment on social media of, player X just went in, because we've seen it with Waddle, we've seen it with Mims, we've seen it with Dobbins, we saw the weird 3 days in a row off for Cortland Sutton, Henningson's done for the year, we saw it with Bonito, like the list just goes on and on. This feels like a training camp that has not been a very healthy one thus far.
It is, and I'm pretty sure Surtain was on the side field yesterday.
He was.
Also,
Good,
right?
good
Okay.
call, yep.
So I don't know what he's dealing with. I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, it is one of those where you're just holding your breath, hoping that you can make it through a practice. I mean, you're in week, what week are they in here? 2.5 weeks in?
Yeah, it's
something
day
like
10
that?
with fans. It's honestly the start of week 2, because it was 2 weeks ago today. It was July 28th that your veterans reported to camp.
Yeah.
So 2 weeks ago today.
So this is when things like this start to happen.
But they've been happening in every single practice. It's not when they start. I mean, they've been happening from the jump.
Yeah, well, I mean, when was the first one? I mean, last week with Waddle? Was he the first
But
big
Bonito
one?
was the first one last Monday, which was day 3 of training camp.
And
with
what was
fans.
his injury?
He just limped off. We never got a correct diagnosis on that, or an accurate diagnosis. We just know he limped. I don't think it was soft tissue. Soft tissue's become a big story because now J.K. Dobbins joins Marvin Mims and Jalen Waddle with soft tissue.
Yeah, and that's your guys. It's hard to win without your guys. And, Dobbins, Waddle, Mims. I mean, those guys are important to your offense. And so I guess the good news here is, if you're looking for a glass half full here, is you got a long time before you play a real game. So let's make sure we get these guys healthy, get them right. But, at the same time, it is concerning. What's going on here this year for the Broncos, what's going on with the soft tissue injuries. I mean, Sean Payton, he came out yesterday in his press conference and opened up talking about the concern. We got to figure this stuff out.
Got to get a handle on it was the quote from the head coach. He chatted with Kay Adams. We'll hear from them in just a moment. But in the meantime, Bo Nix double-dipped yesterday. He was at the podium with the local media and then also chatted with Kay Adams. Bo at the podium started talking about the Broncos, 14-3, AFC title game appearance. Maybe they are the hunted, no longer the hunter. Here was Denver's QB.
At the end of the day, when you look at our season, when you look at how we ended last year, moving forward, we know we're not going to be able to start where we left off. We have to completely start over. We have to start a new season, start 0-0, and go from there. And I think it goes back to us having a great player-led team, a veteran group, and guys that have played together for several years. Not a whole lot of not many new faces, a lot of returning guys. And when you have that, that's just, in my opinion, where you build a good culture and you start competing at a high level and things work out for you. But it's going to be tough, but I also think we're battle-tested and we're going to be ready for it.
So battle-tested. Obviously, the Broncos had 3 losses last year. 2 of them they could have won. Easily could have gone 16-1. Get walked off by the Colts. Remember, the Colts got a second chance at that field goal.
Oh, leverage.
Leverage.
We talking about leverage?
Leverage. You get walked off by the Chargers after Bo and Cortland came about 6 inches away from hooking up on a deep ball that would have helped you win the game. And then Jacksonville came in here and beat you up pretty good. But you do go 14-3 in the regular season. Stoke, I feel like the Broncos are being slept on by the national media. Super Bowl odds certainly reflect that. Last check, Broncos had like the 12th best in the NFL. but I don't think they're going to be slept on by other teams. And I think that's what Bo Nix was getting at a little bit there, that no one is going to let the Broncos sneak up on them anymore.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Maybe last year, coming off of their playoff appearance the year before, you might be able to sneak up on some teams that, they just did it one year. But can they do it again? And no, I mean, they were the number one team in the AFC last year, number one seed, got to the AFC Championship game. You're not sneaking up on anyone. You're just not going to do it. Yeah, maybe the national media's sleeping on you, and they don't think you can do it again. But these other teams, they know what the Broncos are all about. I mean, so, yeah, you're not going to sneak up on anybody anymore.
No, I wouldn't think so. And the Broncos can't get snuck up on either, because we've talked about it ad nauseum. Those first 6 games are absolutely brutal, and you got to come out of that stretch at least 3-3. Yeah, I think 4-2 would be great. Certainly 5-1 would be absolutely excellent and gravy. Even if you're 2-4, there are going to be a lot of people that are panicking. But you're still in the playoff hunt at 2-4 because the middle part of that schedule is so soft. But it is the bare minimum 3-3.
Well, I don't know. So last year, didn't they start 1-2?
1-2 with those
there
two
was people panicking
heartbreaking
then.
losses. Oh yeah,
I was one of them. I mean, I thought the division was over. I mean, because the Chargers were 3-0 and they won all 3 division games, so they had pretty much a 4-game plus lead after 3 weeks.
How'd that work out?
Didn't work out for them, of course, because they are the Chargers, and the Chargers will charge her. But, there was a lot of panic then about, Bo doesn't look comfortable in the pocket. His feet are all over the place, et cetera, and everything worked out just fine. So I'm looking at it saying, okay, yes, 3-3 is ideal at the bare minimum. But I think with this team, with this group, with this coaching staff and the players that they have and how much they've been together, how much they've gone through together, even a 2-4, right, they can overcome that. They can overcome that because you got 11 games left, and it kind of gets to a point there where you can go on a good little run there after those first 6 games.
Yeah, definitely. And I think coming in on Monday mornings, if they're 2-4, isn't going to be a lot of fun. You guys are going to be breaking down losses. But we do have to remind ourselves, and you even sort of self-diagnosed it there, you panicked after 1-2 last year.
Right.
You should not have panicked after 1-2.
Correct.
Because they ended up winning 13 of their next 14 games, 14 of their next 15 if you count the Bills' playoff game as well. All right, Bo Nix was with Kay Adams yesterday, and she asked a good question, as Kay tends to do. What is the next step in the QB's development going into year 3?
Well, for me, it's I think we talk about it in our room. It's an element of I know the what and the how. Now I'm just trying to figure out the why. Like dive deeper into the why of what we're doing and why the defense will do this to take away something else. Why the offense will do this to take away something that the defense is doing. And I think honestly, an underrated part of where I'm at in year 3 is going against VJ every day. I mean, they'll show so many different looks to where I feel really confident once we get in the season that I've seen pretty much everything you can see, and it's happening really quickly. And we have great players running the scheme. So me
He's
going
giving
against
you a
our
lot of
defense,
love,
yeah, me.
VJ.
Well, it's tough going against his defense and those guys every day, but I know it's going to pay off, and I know it's putting us in a great spot.
So he's talking about the why there. Why are defenses doing this? Why are they lining up in certain coverages? And then he goes into Vance Joseph. Certainly a huge advantage for Bo Nix to be going against arguably the number 1 defense in the NFL every single day at training camp.
Yeah, he does. I mean, Vance does a lot of different things and gives you a lot of different pressure looks. So you have to be on top of your game, and I think that's great. You're not going up against a vanilla defense. When we were with the Colts, I mean, we stayed in cover 2 all the time. And so that's vanilla, basic defense. Now, we were able to play it. They played it well. So not knocking it, but, it's a different – you come out here, and now you're getting aggressive looks where you got everyone mugged up on the line of scrimmage, who's blitzing, who's not blitzing. You got to figure all this stuff out, try to get your team in the right play and blocked up and get everyone blocked up as much as possible. Who's hot, who's not. I mean, every day you're stressed. If you're Bo Nix in this offense. And so, yes, I think in the end, that's going to be very beneficial for this Broncos offense and for a guy like Bo Nix, who's still developing, still a young quarterback, still learning, still growing, to go up against that style of a defense.
Yeah, and with that style of a defense, yeah, the Chiefs are going to be a bear in week 1. No one's doubting that.
Oh, I can't wait for that game. You just brought up the Chiefs. It's like, all right, here we go. Opening the season in Kansas City. they're coming off, one of their worst years probably their worst year since Patrick Mahomes has been there for sure. Didn't make the playoffs. He's coming off of an injury. What do they have left in the tank? Are they done? I haven't seen pictures, but I was hanging out last night with a buddy, and he said that Kelsey looks like he's 40 pounds overweight. Is that true?
He looks like he ate a fair amount at that wedding.
Really?
And maybe the honeymoon as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so he's been enjoying life.
Married life.
Yes.
Married life.
Okay, so I haven't seen pictures of that, but so what do they have left, man? Can we knock them out? Can we knock them out? Andy Reid and the Chiefs, let's go in there and say, hey, last year, wasn't a one-off. Right? This is our division now. Sorry.
Well, and last year you won in Arrowhead against, trivia time. I know you guys like playing trivia on Fridays.
Ooh.
Who was the quarterback for the Chiefs that night?
Yeah,
Christmas night in Arrowhead.
Right. It was their, goodness gracious. Carson Wentz? No. Yes. No, it was not Carson Wentz.
No, he was the one who played the year before in that worthless Week 18 game that helped the Broncos get into the playoffs. I believe it was
Minshew, he got hurt also,
he
right?
did. I believe it was like Chris Oladukin or something like
Dude,
that. Does that ring bells?
No.
But my point
no bells
is,
are ringing.
They played Chris Oladukin, and textures, I'm sure I'm not saying it right. Someone correct me. Long story short, you'll remember, that game was tight until the very end in Arrowhead. What happened the year before in Arrowhead? You couldn't execute a high school play to win. You need a 35-yard field goal at the buzzer. Alex Forsythe gets completely bowled over. Field goal gets blocked. You lose. Mahomes celebrates like he won the Super Bowl. Yeah, Bo Nix does have a win in Arrowhead on his resume. He, in fact, should have two. But it's not like he beat Mahomes and Kelsey last year. He beat the Chiefs backups. Now, Kelsey did play. In fact, I remember they hit some seam routes to Kelsey down the middle to try to tie the game in the final seconds. Couldn't get it done. I think you can make a statement. We say everyone's sleeping on the Broncos right now. If you go in there and you win on Monday Night Football, and maybe even win convincingly, maybe you get out of there with a 27-14 win, something like that, people are going to stop sleeping on the Broncos really quick. I think it can flip on a dime, Stoke. If you win on Monday Night Football and win with some style, everyone's going to say, oh, the Broncos are AFC favorites. Well, why weren't you saying that all summer?
Yeah, you don't even have to win convincingly. You go in there and get a win. Yeah. Okay. Oh, man, this Broncos team, wow, they are for real.
It's going to flip the narrative.
It wasn't a fluke last year or the year before. How much longer are they going to keep on, thinking it's a fluke and then it's not real? So, yeah, you get off to a fast start, you're going to get people's attention, and you win that first game, national TV, everybody's going to be watching it. The return of Mahomes, against a young, upcoming Bo Nix, who just led his team to the number one seed in the AFC and knocked off the Kansas City Chiefs the year before. Can you do it again? So, you talk about must-see TV, and if you go in there and you find a way to get a win, yeah, I think you're going to see a lot of national media members change their tune really quickly.
Well, it would be win number 185 in Sean Payton's career if he can pull it off. He's creeping on that top 10. Chuck Noll and Mike Tomlin currently tied for 10 at 193 each.
Oh, you got Dan Reeves on there.
Dan Reeves at 190 and Chuck Knox at 186. I'm no mathematician, Stoke, but if Sean Payton wins 10 games this year, he passes Mike Tomlin, who's on the set of NBC now, saw him at the Hall of Fame game. He passes Chuck Noll, and he will move to number 9 on this list, trailing Marty Schottenheimer with 200 wins. So I guess if the Broncos, go 17-0, he can pass old Marty Schottenheimer this year, get to 8. That's not going to happen. But Sean was on with Kay Adams yesterday, and she discussed him creeping closer to being top 10 in NFL coaching history in wins.
You're going to be top 10 wins this year, Do you know the numbers?
No, I don't.
I have them here.
Go
top
ahead.
10 in wins. 10 wins from passing. How about that? Chuck Noll and Tomlin. That in a ring makes you pretty undeniable, Coach.
Well, let's get another one.
Well, let's get another one.
Yeah.
Let's get another one.
Do you know the numbers?
Easy.
Hook, line, and sinker, baby. Good. Do you know the numbers? Oh, she's good.
Kay's good.
She is good, man.
What do you make of Sean saying, let's get another one? Did that mean let's get another Super Bowl?
Well, of course it does, because
Okay.
he said, you're going to be top 10 and you got a ring. That's pretty undeniable. It is. So, he's got a strong case. He's going to go down as one of the best ever. He'll be a Hall of Famer. I mean, just these next couple of years, once he gets in that type of conversation, he'll definitely be a Hall of Famer. But, yeah, now you're trying to get another one. Do it with the Saints and with the Broncos. Now, that's a no-doubter. But certainly he's talking about going out there getting another Super Bowl ring.
Okay, well, that's a great segue because now that raises a question for me. Does that help make it officially Super Bowl or bust for you, who seems to be just happy with the Broncos making the playoffs, which I think is absolutely crazy? Now that Sean says, let's get another one, is it Super Bowl or bust in 2026, of course, bleeding into 2027 when the playoffs will be taking place?
Not for me, Will.
Why?
You know that. Not for me, Will.
That's so soft.
Gosh, I know.
That is so
you
soft.
hate me. You hate me, and it might,
you are
it might
so
be
kid
soft.
gloves.
It might be a little soft to you, but to me, it's I don't know. I'm still not there yet. I'm just not there yet.
How? They went 14-3. They would have gone to the Super Bowl if the quarterback didn't break his ankle. They're returning like 85% of the roster. The defense could be number one in the league. Bo Nix has the best numbers from his class. It's not even close. Pat Bryant is emerging as a superstar. You traded for Jalen Waddle. Davis Webb's going to unlock Evan Ingram. You've got the best offensive line in football. Like, how can you be so charm and soft about a team that I just outlined to you has zero excuses for it to not be Super Bowl or bust?
Just because I know how difficult it is. I do. And so I am, man. These last few years have been so much fun. Let's just go out there and put another really fun season together and see what it looks like in the playoffs.
Well, let's hang the banner. Really fun season.
It's a hard thing to do, Will. It's a very difficult thing to do. What do you think they've been talking about in Baltimore the last 3 or 4 years, or in Buffalo? Well, we're bringing all this team back. We were 14-3 the year before. It just doesn't happen, So I'm not going to put that standard on this team right now. I'm just not ready to do it. So I'm not there yet. And you can make fun of me. You can call me soft. You can call me names. But you're not going to break me down. I'm okay, and that's just the way that I'm viewing this year. I'm not ready to go there yet, Will. No matter how many names you call.
How many rings you got?
I got 2.
You're qualified to speak on the subject. I will give you that. My ring count is 0. I'm at 0 rings. So
I thought you got one there in the late 2000s.
No, didn't catch one. Never caught the first touchdown in a Super Bowl. Made a few people in the desert very happy that day. Whenever that was, 26 years ago, Brandon Stokley, first touchdown, cash it. I do see where you're coming from. That it's really hard to win the Super Bowl. In fact, they could have won the Super Bowl last year. I don't think I would have picked them to beat the Seahawks, but that Broncos team, they could play with anyone.
Yeah,
it
with that defense.
Yeah, it wouldn't have shocked me if we looked up Levi Stadium, fourth quarter. That was a 17-17 football game, Denver and Seattle. So I am, giving you some crap for a good time. But I see where you're coming from. Not only do you have to be really good, there's an element of luck. And luck involves health, first of all. Second of all, it involves sometimes just how the ball bounces. Jarrett Stidham doesn't chest pass the ball backwards last year. You may win 7-3 in the AFC title game.
McMillan doesn't, steal that ball from Cooks, then, you're
done.
Yeah, you're done. Or if he just hangs on to it and doesn't let him take it. Or if the refs just see it and just say, no, that was a catch. That wasn't for whatever reason. We've seen calls get screwed up before, so – you got some good breaks. And now, we're starting off training camp, and we're not having good luck with injuries, Will. With all these soft tissue injuries, we're not having good luck with them. And is that going to be a trend this year? Are we going to look back at the end of the year and just be like, dang, that continued all year? We were just not lucky when it comes to injuries to our key guys. And, when you
put that evil on me, Ricky
Bobby.
Bobby.
I'm just saying, I hope that's not the situation. But when you look up and you got – your biggest offseason acquisition in Waddle out after just a few days with some kind of soft tissue injury. Mims, your most versatile probably offensive player and best returner, out. And then your starting running back jogged off the field yesterday. And then, oh, by the way, somebody we haven't even talked about, and I just threw it out there. What's going on with Pat Surtain? Why wasn't he practicing, with the regular defense yesterday? He's off on the rehab field. I don't know what was going on with him. Did anybody ask Sean or about Surtain? Is it, a rehab day? Is he something going on there? I don't know, but I don't like it.
No, PS2 was healthy enough to sit down with Kay Adams yesterday, so that's good. They didn't keep him away from K, so I don't think it's too serious.
Well, I just my bar is a little bit higher than just being able to sit down. For Pat Surtain, I need him to run around and cover guys.
Well, you had some fun.
He's a tall guy.
PS2?
Yeah, I mean,
sneaky tall.
Yeah,
yeah,
and long.
Mhm.
You know, I had a chance to chat with him on our alumni deal just real quick because I played with his dad in the Louisiana High School All-Star game in 1994.
Good name drop.
Yeah, kind of cool. You know, and now you look up and. You know, he was his dad obviously played cornerback for the Dolphins, but in high school he's a quarterback, and then goes to Southern Miss and they moved him to cornerback. But he's like, man, this guy's long and tall, taller than I thought.
How much taller is PS2 than you?
I don't know. It felt like he was a good 3 inches. I'm like, damn, is he 6'3"? Felt like he was 6'3" because I'm 6 foot. You know that.
On a good day. On a good day, you're 6 foot. Could he have locked you down in your prime, or would you beat him over the middle like you did in Super Bowl 30? What was it, 31, 34 that you scored the first touchdown?
35?
It was definitely after the Broncos,
35.
so it wasn't 31. Yeah,
35.
Broncos won 32, 33.
Yeah.
You guys won 35.
XV.
Okay.
What is that? You went to Kent. What is that?
That would be 35.
Okay. Yeah, I know you could do that math.
X's are
quick.
10, 10 plus 20, 30. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. We didn't do that stuff in Louisiana. The Roman
numerals?
Roman digits.
Well, your favorite Super Bowl was
Yes.
Super Bowl 50 because they made it nice and clear for you
That's
that
right.
we're just going to put 5 out.
Makes it easy, doesn't it? Makes it real easy. Oh, could Surtain? Yes, of course he'd lock me down.
Well, it's good to know he's tall, and it's good to know that you got to meet PS2, making sure you let everyone know that you and PS2 are buddies now.
I didn't say buddies. I just.
Well, they're doing this alumni thing, and I just
Well,
told
what?
them what a big fan I am, and
I mean, I was
we're playing
that's
golf.
That's part of the backstory was that it was out here, the alumni deal, and the backstory was I went up to talk to him, and he's very tall. He's taller than I thought. I mean, I'm not name dropping. I'm not hanging out with him. We didn't exchange numbers. We're not going to dinner Friday night. Okay, that's the first and probably only time I will talk to him. That's it. Okay, you feel better now?
I do a little bit. He's listed at 6'2". By the way, 6'2".
Yeah. But he's long 6'2".
Well, you know what's funny? You said he's 6'3". These guys always lie, feels
Right.
like. I mean, going back to high school, people lied. I played high school basketball with a dude who had an afro, and he said he was 6'7". Well, you're 6'7" with your afro. You're 6'4" in real life.
You got to push it down.
Exactly. You get
Top
an
of
extra
the head.
3 inches with the hair there. The best was Russell Wilson, I think was listed at 6 feet.
Ooh.
The first day we all saw Russ, we're like, that dude's 5'9".
Yeah.
He is so much smaller than you realize when you stand real near him.
Yeah.
Like tiny.
Well, that's why he couldn't throw the ball over the middle. He couldn't see over the middle.
And that's why when his legs went, he was in trouble.
Exactly.
His whole game just evaporated as Broncos fans.
And we witnessed firsthand
all too
here in
well.
Broncos country.
All right, Sean was in Canton, Ohio over the weekend, inducting Drew Brees into the Hall of Fame, presenting Drew Brees into the Hall of Fame.
I got an update on Schlereth I'll give you also coming up here
All
at
right,
8
that's
o'clock.
a professional radio tease. And it made Sean talk about Drew Brees and Bo Nix with Kay Adams. You'll hear it coming up next.
It's Training Camp 2026, Unfinished Business. Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth will kick things off starting at 6 a.m., powered by Applied Future Technologies. Then Dover and Cecil will react live to all the action until 2 p.m. Thanks to Denver Roof Pros and Beyond Dino Law Firm. At 2, The Drive will recap the day thanks to Aero Seal Colorado. Stay locked into Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and DenverSports.com for all the latest news and information during football season. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Hey guys, your boy Stink here from my friends at Jack's. Went out there a couple Saturdays ago, had one of the great meals I have had in recent history, and I'm telling you what, they do it right. Premium Australian Wagyu, so good. Seafood, we had the Chilean sea bass, it was phenomenal. Lunch served from 11:30 to 4 every day. Brunches on Saturdays and Sundays. You've got the Speakeasy over there. Thursday through Saturday, opens up at 5 p.m. 2 locations, one on Pearl Street, one in Park Meadows. You're going to love it. That's Jack's, guys. Go have yourself some Wagyu.
Men, erectile dysfunction can affect much more than just your sex life. It can create stress in relationships, leading to feelings of anxiety or embarrassment, and impact your overall confidence and well-being. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and we specialize in treating men's sexual health issues to help men find solutions that fit their individual needs. ED is a frustrating condition, and many men suffer for years without seeking treatment. But the good news is that if you're like most men, we have the answer. Our licensed medical providers will evaluate your specific medical situation and recommend a plan designed for you. And these advanced medical therapies work, with treatments having success rates of well over 90%, which means you and the one you love can have great sex again without the fear and worry of ED. You can even last up to an hour or more, and you may just find you're performing like you haven't in years. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Colorado, it's time to take our recycling to the next level. That's why Recyclon Colorado is bringing you more curbside and drop-off service from peaks to prairies. Guidelines as clear as our skies, so you know what goes where. And the price? As free as gawking at bighorns on I-70. You deserve a recycling system you can count on, like your puffiest winter coat. And we're here to give it to you. Learn more at recyclon.org/Colorado.
Hey, Rob Biandino here at BeatTheDA.com. I've handled about 7,000 cases, over 300 trials. Man, I see so many bad stops on these DUIs. Unlawful arrests, the police putting body cams off, the evidence is sketchy. We got to go get the evidence. We go find those cameras, the stores, the ATMs, the banks. We got the experts to challenge their breath tests, their blood tests. My office has over 100 years experience at this stuff. Hit me up at BeatTheDA.com or 720-706-5151.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Cudarelli Vision. Here's my story. I wore glasses growing up for a long time, and then when I hit my 30s playing for the Broncos, I ended up having LASIK surgery, but when I hit my mid-50s, I needed those readers for everything I did, whether it was going to restaurants trying to read menus, whether it was reading statistics, studying film, I needed those reading glasses. Well, I decided to go see Dr. Cudarelli at Cudarelli Vision for refractive lens exchange, and I can tell you firsthand, total game changer, and you can join Dr. Cudarelli for his live webinar tomorrow at noon. Learn more about refractive lens exchange from Cudarelli Vision. This free webinar is the perfect opportunity to meet Dr. Cudarelli and have him answer all your questions like, is RLE for me? Am I a good candidate? What's the recovery time? What's the cost? Is there financing? Cudarelli is Colorado's most experienced with over 90,000 vision correction procedures, and he can tell you when it's time for you. Make sure you join that live webinar tomorrow at noon. Register at ColoradoRLE.com. That's ColoradoRLE.com.
You know what I could really go for right now? Literally anything that comes in a McDonald's carton, wrapper, or bag. Or a McDonald's cup. Yes, any of those items should do it.
Summer just got even sweeter with soft drinks under $1 at McD's. Get any size soft drink, like a Coke, Sprite, or sweet tea, just 99 cents. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Attention Ram owners. Did you know you could get $500 for Recall 67A without leaving your driveway? With new mobile appointments, we'll come to you. We'll finish the simple software update in under an hour, and it won't affect your truck's performance. Plus, you'll get an extended warranty worth thousands. Make a power move. Schedule Recall 67A today at CumminsRecall.com.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. Powered by Able Builders, it's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth. It's Training Camp 2026, Unfinished Business. Here's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth, powered by Applied Future Technologies and local plumbing, heating, and air.
All right, 8 a.m. here on this Tuesday morning. It's Will Peterson in for Mike Evans, hanging out with Brandon Stokley. Mark Schlereth on temporary IR. We wish Mark the best.
I got an update.
Getting that stone out. What's the update?
I got the Mark Schlereth update. So I text him. He has a kidney stone, and he fought through it all weekend in Alaska, and got back. Came into work yesterday. He was a trooper, but he started feeling a little bit bad towards the end, and it hit him again yesterday. We get a picture on the group text of him in the emergency room with oxygen up his nose, and so he mentioned possibly getting surgery, and so I reached out to him this morning, and surgery is set now for 11 o'clock today. So he's going to have surgery, hopefully get this thing removed, and get back to feeling better. So there you go. Mark Schlereth update.
We'll keep our fingers crossed, keep marking our thoughts for sure. Surgery at 11. Hopefully he's got some good stuff going through the veins right now. I assume that IV's hooked up, right? Feeling a little better.
I hope so, yeah.
Because the wait till 11 a.m. if you're on the good stuff is not bad. You're just hanging out. You're hopefully watching some TV, listening to us. The wait till 11 a.m. if you're not on the good stuff, that's the longest 3 hours of your life.
Well, that's why you're in the emergency room. So you better be I'm sure he's on the good drugs. I'm sure he's feeling good.
He's feeling good. All right, we'll keep Mark in our thoughts for sure as he's got surgery at 11 a.m. And you listed him as doubtful this morning. We ruled him out. You going to list him as doubtful tomorrow?
Yeah, I don't know what the recovery time is for a kidney stone, but I'm going to list him for doubtful tomorrow. What do you think?
Questionable.
Questionable, okay.
I got him as questionable.
Right.
I know Mark. Mark doesn't like being in the hospital bed. He'd rather be here hanging out with you.
Right. I just don't know if they're like, well, you need one more day just to lay low. The last thing you want to do is have surgery, get the kidney stone out, and screw something up because you're doing too much.
But once it's out, it's out. Once it's gone, it's gone.
Well, I understand that, but I don't know, again, I'm not a doctor. I didn't stay at a Holiday Inn last night. So I'm just saying that sometimes they're like, you need to rest up a day after having a surgery.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll have to play it by ear, see what happens 23 hours from now. In the meantime, Sean Payton was in Canton over the weekend, missed practice, no big deal. He and Drew Brees revived New Orleans together, revived the Saints together, won a Super Bowl, won a ton of football games, and very cool to see Sean present Drew. Did the video tribute before, unveiled the bus together, got a shout-out from Drew. You could see Sean getting a little emotional when that happened as well. And then Kay Adams was here at camp yesterday and talked to Sean about Drew Brees, about his top 10 quarterback of all time, and there was some comparisons to Bo Nix.
Firsthand with Drew, there were things that I'm like, I want Bo to hear this. I want Bo to, and even while we were there on the ride back from the ceremony Saturday, we were talking about Bo. Drew and I we were in the same car going back to the hotel.
Very cool.
And we were just talking about the differences and how today's player, a quarterback, may learn certain things, how Drew learned certain things. And we were just, part of that's adjusting as a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And Drew's met and worked with Bo in San Diego, and so they know each other.
They spent like a week together.
Yes, and they talk quite often. So he's very vested in wanting him to do well, from afar.
Pretty interesting answer. One of the biggest weekends of Drew Brees' life going into the Hall of Fame, and yet he and Sean Payton are still talking about Bo Nix. It's like even though Sean was away, he couldn't stop thinking about his new boo, which is Bo Nix.
Yeah, and, I like the way that he said that. Drew was talking about how he learned and how he went through the process, right? And everyone learns differently. And so, obviously, Bo's a little bit different than Drew when it comes to learning things. How do you want to teach them and coach them? That's what Sean's talking about, right? And that's up to the teacher to figure that out. How do you coach this guy? Because he's different than Drew Brees. Drew Brees does it his way, right? Peyton Manning learns a little bit different and wants to be coached a little bit different than the next guy. And so that's the same thing for Bo Nix. You can't come in here with a one size fits all and say, okay, well, this is how we taught Drew Brees and this is how we coached Drew Brees, and guess what? This is how we're going to do it for Bo Nix because it worked for Drew Brees. No. That's not the right approach, so I love that they're able to see that. And a guy like Sean Payton, sometimes you've had a lot of success doing it one way with one guy, and you just think one size fits all. We're just going to run it back with Bo Nix, and it's going to be just like it was with Drew Brees. No, it doesn't work that way. So I like the fact that he understands that.
Do you see some of Drew Brees in Bo Nix when you watch him play football, or are they just the similarity is they both play quarterback for Sean Payton? Or is there elements of their game? And remember, Sean was asked about this last week, and what did he point to? He pointed to completion percentage. Drew has a top completion percentage in NFL history. He had a season in 2018 where he completed like 75% of his passes. Just an absurd number. Now we know Bo, his rookie year, was about 66%. That dipped a couple points last year when he led the NFL in passing attempts. Is there similarities in accuracy, other things you see, or is it simply the fact that, hey, Sean Payton coached Drew Brees for 15 years, and now he coaches Bo Nix?
That's the way that I view it. I mean, Bo Nix right now, is an athletic quarterback that's finding ways to get the job done. but he's not sitting in the pocket just picking you apart like Drew Brees would, and that's Drew Brees' strength, was just staying in the pocket, going 1, 2, 3, 4. But also at the same time, Bo hopefully will get there. Bo's only going his third year. Sean got Drew Brees, and he already played a lot of football. He was going into his fifth year, I think. So they're at two different stages of their football career, and so let's see what Bo looks like in 3 years. But for me, they're different quarterbacks, and you're comparing Bo Nix, who's off to a great start, to one of the all-time greats, a Hall of Famer. Like, what are we doing? And I think their styles are a lot different. I think they're going to be a lot different. So I think the fact that, Sean Payton had Drew Brees forever, now he has Bo Nix, and now we're going to compare them all, but I think they're so different.
Well, and I saw some people saying, well, what if one day 85-year-old Sean Payton is back in Canton because Bo Nix is getting inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame? It's like, guys, slow down. Like, would that be fun? Of course. Sean's, 62 now? So 23 years from now, Bo's going into Canton. It would be fewer than 23, provided he gets there. But let's pump the brakes with Bo Nix in Canton, Ohio. Come on. It's a very special place. There's fewer than 400 guys enshrined in the Hall of Fame. Let's chill on all that. So you and I are on the same page there, that we can be really excited about the first 2 years of Bo Nix while also keeping things realistic and in check, and not talking about grandpa or great-grandpa Sean Payton being back at Canton because Bo's getting enshrined. That's a long ways off. A lot's got to go right between now and then.
Yeah, exactly. Let's let this play out. I mean, we're just in the first chapter here, hopefully, of Bo Nix's career. Off to a great start, but a lot left to accomplish, and but we're off to a really, really good start. So I'm excited about this year. We got a game on Friday, and I know it's preseason, but, preseason, we've seen a lot of things happen in preseason that, you look up in the regular season like, oh, well, that guy made the team because of what he did in preseason, or, this guy looks great in practice, and then all of a sudden these preseason games, just doesn't look the same. So, will we have another undrafted guy make the football team? All that starts when real football starts, and real football starts on Friday.
Yep, Friday night in Atlanta, Broncos and Falcons, 5 o'clock Mountain Time. Good fact check here from our guy Johnny Fever. He said Drew Brees had 7 years of a 70% or more completion percentage. His highest was 74% twice. Bo Nix hasn't sniffed 70. He's at about 66 at his career high right now.
Yeah, so you're
Thank God
about,
we've got the little
you
guy.
said the most accurate passer of the football in NFL history?
Of retired guys. He's
Right.
currently, Joe Burrow is currently more accurate at this point in time than Drew Brees.
Okay, but he's the leader, retired guys. I mean, that's remarkable.
Yeah.
Right? So
he completes passes. That's
right,
what he
yeah,
does.
Right. He picked you apart from the pocket.
Exactly. And you mentioned a game on Friday. Well, one of the major storylines down here at Broncos Park, powered by Common Spirit, has been soft tissue injuries. And Sean talked about those yesterday, but I want to play this cut of him and Kay Adams because it's pertinent to all these injuries the Broncos have had. Here's Sean and Kay talking about the importance of training camp and how it helps guys get ready for the season.
I think there needs to be contact. Like, I think you have to build a callus.
Okay.
And in 22, we had a big injury challenge. We had a lot of players missing time. And then 23, 4, and 5, we've been first in the league with least amount of players missing games. Now we're gonna have live periods. We're gonna play in the preseason. Those are some things that I think are necessary.
So that's funny because he says we in 22. Last time I checked, Sean, Nathaniel Hackett was the head coach of the Denver Broncos in 2022. You were on a Fox set, but we do remember.
Oh, wow, that's right. I didn't catch that.
Those Broncos were super beat up in 2022. I don't think Sean Payton is a fan of Nathaniel Hackett. No secret about that. His comments to Jarrett Bell of USA Today, one of the worst coaching jobs in NFL history. But they got here and they got healthier. Is that something that is sustainable, Stoke, that they've been so healthy? 23 wasn't great, but 24 and 25 under Sean Payton and this excellent training staff. Or is that just crapshooty at this point in the year because Waddle, Mims, Dobbins, all soft tissues. Bonito has a scare. Wattenberg done for the season. Feels like every day there's something new.
Wait, what happened to Wattenberg?
Not Wattenberg, excuse me.
Goodness.
Wattenberg's been hurt.
Yes.
I'm thinking of Henningsen.
Henningsen.
My bad.
Goodness
my
gracious,
bad.
Will. Holy
Sorry.
cow. I'm like, when did I miss that one?
My
That's our
bad,
starting
my bad,
center.
My bad.
No, I think it's.
Wattenberg's been out for a week.
Yes.
Henningsen, unfortunately, is out for the
Right,
year,
yes.
just to clarify that.
Yes.
Yep.
I think, they've done a great job, obviously, of having a plan in place. They put a lot of resources into it, and so I think there's something to be said about that, how they approach it, everything that they do to try to give themselves an edge when it comes to staying as healthy as possible. It's football. You're going to have injuries, and some of it is luck. Does a guy roll up on you or does he not? I mean, I don't care how many shakes you drink or what your nutritionist says or how many cool-down periods or warm-up. It doesn't matter, right? If a guy rolls up on you and snaps your ankle, you can't avoid that. It's luck or unlucky, things like that. So some things you can't avoid, but they're trying to give themselves the best possible way to stay as healthy as possible. And they've done a really good job of that the last 3 years. And right now, we are seeing some of those soft tissue stuff pop up. Good news is it's early, and hopefully, we don't keep seeing it because yesterday you see, 2 or 3 new guys all of a sudden. Surtain wasn't practicing, and then you had Dobbins run into the locker room. Then you had Bandy run into the locker room. So, you're seeing guys now with all these soft tissue things pop up, and hopefully get it out of the way early, hopefully, and then we don't have to talk about it anymore as we get into the season because you're talking about Waddle, Mims, Dobbins. Those guys are pretty important to your offense, and Davis Webb and Bo Nix.
Oh, yeah, hypercritical. There's no doubt about it. Sean Payton said yesterday Broncos starters will play in the preseason game against the Falcons. When asked specifically about Bo Nix, he wouldn't commit, but Stokley's pretty certain that Bo Nix is going to play against Atlanta. Do you like that? Do you not like it, especially with the turf? They're going to practice indoors tomorrow to get some reps on the turf. I don't know, man. I'm torn. I understand you got to play some guys in the preseason, but I don't think I want Bo Nix's first game back being on turf down in Atlanta.
I'm okay with it. He looks fine. If he didn't look fine out here, then I would say, okay, he's missed a day because he's sore, but he hasn't missed a day. He hasn't missed a rep. He's moving great. It looks like he's fully healed. Okay, now it's time to play football. You're ready to go. We're ready to go. We're going to, play a series or two, and that's going to be it. But I like Sean Payton's approach there. Look, we got to get ready to play football. We got to get calloused. Let's go. Football is a live contact and violent sport. And if you're not practicing and if you don't do it and then you just go into the regular season expecting it to happen, usually it's not going to look good. So I know the Broncos' start to the season's tough, but you need to be ready to play some football and be ready to go. And so how do you do that? You got to, every now and then in practice, you're going to have to hit a little bit, and then you're going to need to play in some real action, some preseason games. And so that seems like it's Sean Payton's approach. I like it.
Well, one of those guys Broncos fans will be eager to see is Pat Bryant. If you've been listening to the station, if you've been lucky enough to be down here as a fan, you know that Pat Bryant has been one of the absolute superstars at camp. In fact, you could argue he's been the best player on the Broncos. Not to go full Cecil Lammy, Lucas Kroll here, but Pat Bryant has stood out in a big way every single day. Rave reviews, made that highlight catch during the scrimmage on Saturday, and Bo Nix sat down with the lovely Kay Adams and discussed Pat Bryant and how impressive he's been thus far.
It was blitz zero, so I kind of just threw it up. Knew he was on the blitz zero route. He was running a corner, and it was kind of one of those you throw it and you're like, well, either he can catch it or nobody's going to catch it. It'll be incomplete. It's fine. We'll go to the next play. And then he came down with it, and then everybody sort of went crazy. But he's been playing really well. He's playing fast. He's playing savvy. He's playing smart. He's just a really good weapon. He's a good receiver for us, and he does the dirty work. So he'll get in there and block, and then we're allowed to do a lot more with him because he's willing and able to go in there and block safeties, and then we can build off of that. But, from routes and catches, he's really good at it.
So it sounds like Bo Nix threw a ball up that said, well, if anyone's going to catch it, it's going to be my guy. Worst case scenario, it hits the ground and we try to do it over again. Yet Pat Bryant made the play, made the catch. Stoke, you've been out here every single day. I feel like we can't say enough good things about Pat Bryant. And this isn't just hype. This isn't just us looking for something to talk about. This guy, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't want to put words in your mouth, this guy could be a future number one receiver in the NFL.
Yeah, no, I think you're on to something there. He's had a great camp, and he had a really good rookie season. So, when Bo's talking about blitz zero, that means they're bringing everyone. And there's no safety help for the defender, so it's one-on-one, and that is it. And so as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to throw it up there and give your guy a chance to make a play. And sounds like, that's what, obviously Pat Bryant's been doing a lot of that all training camp. He's, you look at Troy Franklin last year taking that leap from year one to year two. I'm expecting Pat Bryant to do the same. But, the only problem here is we got a lot of mouths to feed.
You got 5. You legitimately have 5 very good wide receivers
and let me throw this in there real quick, too. You know who else is balling? Troy Franklin. So,
well, he's one of my 5. But
right.
Yeah.
No, I know, but he's balling, too. So I know
Sure.
a lot of it, we're talking Pat Bryant. When I watch Troy Franklin, and I think back to 2 years ago and how bad he looked, and you look at him now and how comfortable he looks, how fast he's moving, how he's getting in and out of his breaks. And also what surprised me about him last year, he was really good with run after the catch. And he's tough. He'll take hits. I'm looking at this group and I'm like, wow. It's a very crowded wide receiver room. It's a great problem to have. And hopefully, injuries sometimes open things up and give guys more playing time. But it's going to be interesting to see how they use these guys. But Troy Franklin, Pat Bryant, 2 young wide receivers that look like the Broncos' future at that position.
Yeah, they definitely do. And, by the way, you gave up a first-round pick to acquire Jalen Waddle. You've still got the savvy veteran Cortland Sutton, and then you've got the explosive Marvin Mims Jr. in a contract year. So that's 5 right there. With all due respect to Lil Jordan Humphrey and your guy Michael Bandy, I hope we don't see a lot of Humphrey and Bandy this year because we got 5 dudes: Sutton, Waddle, Bryant, Franklin, Mims. Those 5, if healthy, knock on wood, should be the 5 dudes for the Broncos this year.
Yeah, that's who's going to make the roster. Lil Jordan's going to be on the practice squad. I'm Mike Evans in this, 99% sure. That's what's going to happen. And he'll get called up, 3 or 4 or 5 times probably at least, and especially it depends on injuries. Bandy, that's 50-50. We'll see how that plays out. We saw him limp off yesterday. Not sure if it's time to turn the page on the Bandy experiment or, will he be a practice squad guy also. But you look at that room, it's going to be 5 wide receivers, unless they trade Mims. I don't think they're going to touch – you're not trading Franklin or Pat Bryant. So unless Mims is the one guy you look at and you possibly say, okay, we're just going to deal him to open things up a little bit more for these other guys because we feel really comfortable with them moving forward, which I don't think they're going to do, but you never know. So we saw Vele get dealt last year, and that's a real possibility. But I see Lil Jordan. He's having a good camp too, by the way, and I see him being the practice squad guy. Very full room now, which is a good problem to have, Will.
Well, it's a good segue by you because Bo and Kay Adams talked about that crowded wide receiver room. Cut number 2 here, Ty. Bo Nix on having a lot of dudes he can throw the football to.
To be honest with you, I think that's what we've evaluated and taken from this camp is we have a lot of dudes at that position. We have Court and Waddle who, they've, made their way in this league. They're well known. And then you got guys like Troy, Marvin, Pat, these guys that are that we've drafted and we've just, they've grown with us. They're all of a sudden really making plays and really being special. So I think they're just showing what, our organization drafted. They're just showing the type of guys that they are. And so it's really fun to be the quarterback right now with those guys out there with their playmaking ability.
A lot of dudes and really fun to be the quarterback. Good, a plethora of riches for Bo Nix.
Really is. And so I'm going to go back to that alumni day real quick.
Yeah,
Will.
Where you met Pat Surtain, your good buddy.
Yeah, so I dropped a name dropping. I feel like Mark Schlereth.
You kind of
name
are.
dropping, right?
Well, he's battling a stone, so you're in here today doing his job. Yeah.
Kind of a big deal. I'm impersonating Schlereth there. I did get a chance to just chat with Surtain real quick, but I had a defensive coach just unprompted that just started off by saying, this wide receiver group, and this was a week and a couple days ago, right, week and a half ago, and talking about this wide receiver room and how deep it is and how many guys are making plays, right? This is the Broncos defensive coach that said that. And then after that, he's like, oh, my gosh, Bo Nix. Bo Nix is back to being the Bo Nix that, we were seeing last year. He looks great. making plays all over the place. So Ray gets rid of the football, how quick it's coming out of his hand. So that was positive news. And, like, I didn't ask a question about, like, hey, how's this offense look or how's Bo looking? How just out of the blue. That's what the coach started talking about. So you got to love that.
Yeah, it's top of mind for the coaches.
Right. So it's offensively, it's a lot different than what it was 3 years ago around here.
Yeah.
A lot different.
I would say so for sure. We're lucky as Broncos fans. And that new toy is Jalen Waddle. You know, I love hyping up Pat Bryant. He's been awesome. I like the growth that Troy Franklin is having. I like that Cortland Sutton is going to play, knock on wood, his entire career with the Broncos. But Waddle, you gave up a first-round pick for this guy. Here was Bo Nix yesterday with Kay Adams talking about what makes Jalen Waddle special.
I think underrated how smart he is. Usually fast guys have a hard time in transition, and fast guys have a hard time seeing it because they're too fast. But he has a real knack for getting in windows, finding spots. You can run choice routes with him. You can run vertical choice routes with him. He's fast, but the game's not moving too fast for him. He still slows it down, and you can put a lot on his plate, and he's able to slow it down and play.
Said underrated how smart Jalen Waddle is, can put a lot on his plate. Yeah, sometimes you think of fast guys, and you think, you just run up there, and they run as fast as they can and try to catch it. I think Waddle is more versatile than just a fast guy who's going to run fly routes all day. I think you can get very creative, which I expect Sean Payton and Davis Webb will do to involve him in this offense.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Inside, outside, he'll be all over the place. And, you know, and Bo's right, you know. I always had a problem with that because I was so fast. Getting in and out of breaks for us fast guys is really difficult.
You were known for your speed,
yes,
Stoke.
Speed kills, right? That's what they always used to say about me. And so, no, but seriously, like you look at a guy like Waddle and, you know, usually, you know, he's so explosive that, man, when you getting in and out of breaks and, you know, running those in cuts, those comebacks, those curls, you know, sometimes it's hard for those guys because they're moving so fast, but he does a great job of getting in and out of breaks. He's so explosive, drops his hips, and is very friendly, quarterback friendly with his route running. So I'm excited about him. The other thing I was thinking about, because we've seen him miss some time with soft tissue. We've seen Cortland miss some time with, I don't know, whatever it was, rest days. But this wide receiver room is so much more equipped to handle an injury in the season than what they've ever been before. So, you know, if Waddle goes down or Sutton goes down for, you know, hopefully not extended periods of time, but for a couple weeks, now you look up and you got, we got Pat Bryant. We feel great about Pat Bryant. We got Troy Franklin. We feel great about Troy Franklin. We got Mims. So there's so much, they're in such a better spot, better position than they've ever been to have an injury at the wide receiver position and not miss a beat.
Well, that's why I wouldn't trade Marvin Mims. I understand he's going into a contract here, but I think Marvin Mims is supremely valuable. I've told you before. You look at Bo's highlights through his first 2 years.
Third rounder?
Second, maybe. Oklahoma? Marvin
No.
Mims? Oh, what would you take?
If you could get a third rounder for him, would you do that?
No.
Second rounder?
No. I'm not trading him. I'm in a Super Bowl window. Why would I trade the guy? Why would I trade him? Bo has many highlights.
Be a deep draft class next year. If you look up and you have an extra second-round pick.
I'm trying to win the Super Bowl this year. Do you want me to hang the banner, acquired second-round pick in 2027? Trying to win the Super Bowl this season. And
you don't hang those banners?
No, Bo's highlights, they involve Marvin Mims. So I hope they keep Marvin.
Look, I think you're right. It'd be hard to turn down a second-rounder. Especially him going into a contract year, and you might look up next year and him be gone. But you know, he is very valuable, and every time he gets a chance offensively, the guy just makes plays. And you know, a lot of Bo Nix's best plays of his career have been to Marvin Mims.
Correct.
So
the ones that stick out in your head involve Marvin Mims on the other side.
I think you're right, Will. I think if you're in the Broncos situation, you have to hang on to him.
All right. Coming up next, Sean Payton with Kay Adams talking about that transition to Davis Webb. I think Sean gave some of his most insightful answers yet, and you will hear them on the other side.
Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider Mike Kliss. Presented by Fitness Gallery and Monarch Construction and Roofing. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey guys, your boy Stink here from my friends at Cutarelli vision. Guys, I wore glasses all growing up. When I hit my early 30s, had LASIK surgery. That was awesome. When I hit my mid-50s, though, I started to need readers for everything I was doing, studying film and reading articles and all that kind of stuff. And I never seemed to have the glasses when I needed them, right? They're upstairs, I'm downstairs, they're downstairs, I'm upstairs, I'm at dinner, they're back at the house. I decided to go see Dr. Cutarelli at Cutarelli Vision for refractive lens exchange. I can tell you firsthand, total game changer. No longer need those readers for what I'm doing. It is a permanent solution, and I'm telling you what, you are absolutely going to love it, and you'll never develop a cataract. Dr. Cutarelli is the most experienced in Colorado with over 90,000 vision correction procedures, so he can tell you exactly when it's the right time for you. And RLE. Hey guys, Cutarelli Vision RLE. No readers, glasses, contacts, or cataracts. Check them out for a free consultation at ColoradoRLE.com. That's ColoradoRLE.com.
For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional-grade products you need to get the job done. With fast delivery you can depend on and access to technical product experts ready to help you meet any challenge. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
Back to savings at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Get a free MicroGuard Select oil filter when you buy 5 quarts of Syntec Full Synthetic Motor Oil. Limit supply.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
It's home selling season. And what's the biggest mistake you can make when selling your home? Settling for less money. Not with Orchard. First, Orchard gives you cash up front to buy and move into your new home first. Then, your local Orchard agent helps you sell your home on market for top dollar. One customer said, "I went under contract within 24 hours of my home listing." Amazing! Don't settle for less. Buy before you sell and get top dollar with Orchard. Get your free home valuation at Orchard.com. Orchard.com.
Are you stuck in rush hour traffic? You may be entitled to $1 sliders and fries at Arby's. Contact Arby's, and Arby's for more info about $1 sliders and fries between 2 and 6 p.m. with the purchase of any regularly priced food item only at participating Arby's.
Arby's, we have the meats.
At Gebhardt BMW, they're proud to serve their clients and deliver the luxury experience you expect from BMW and the Gebhardt family. They have immediate availability and flexible transportation options to accommodate your busy schedule. They also offer one-stop shopping for all your BMW needs, from maintenance to repairs, window tint to clear mask, and light body and wheel repair. They really are a one-stop destination for all your BMW needs. Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealership in Boulder since 1975.
When disaster hits your home, it's game time. Water in the basement, fire damage, mold creeping in. Don't sit on the sidelines. Call Able. Able Restoration is your first round draft pick for emergency response, mitigation, and full rebuild. We move fast, protect your property, and fight for you with insurance start to finish. This isn't practice. This is your home. And when it's time to step up and protect what matters most, bring Able to the table. Call 303-590-5600. That's 303-590-5600. Go Able.
Bring Able to the table.
They say age 40 is the new 20, and that's because guys in their 40s and 50s and 60s are walking around with testosterone levels of their 20s. If you want energy, drive, and libido of your younger self, then go to fixmylowt.com and book your free T-test today.
It's Training Camp 2026, Unfinished Business. Here's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth, powered by Applied Future Technologies and local plumbing, heating, and air.
One of the major storylines here at Broncos training camp has been the transition from Sean Payton calling plays to Davis Webb calling plays. And obviously, we're going to see Stoke. It's Will Peterson in for Mike Evans, by the way. Mark Schlereth dealing with a kidney stone, got surgery at 11. Do you think the leash is long? I've asked you that before, but now that we're 10 days into camp, 2 weeks since the veterans reported.
I mean, what's long? Tell me what's long.
They start 1-4. Is it back to Sean?
Oh no, I don't think so. I don't think so. So
that to me would be a long leash.
Yeah,
then.
I think it's a long leash. I mean, you're going to give a guy a chance, and I don't think you're going to pull the plug after 5 games. I just don't think you're going to do that if you're Sean Payton. I think you're going to at least let this thing play out a little bit because you could be 1-4 very easily, Will, with that schedule, very easily. What does the offense look like? What's the order of operations? Does Davis Webb look like he's in over his head? I don't think that's going to be the case. So certainly you made the move, and it wasn't an easy move to make for Sean Payton to give up play calling, but you're going to give the young guy, an opportunity to figure things out, right? So I know it's not ideal here if you're trying to win and you're not winning. But what does the offense look like? What does Bo look like? But no, yes, I think it's a lot longer than 5 games into the season.
Well, yesterday was Kay Adams' day at Broncos training camp. She always gets the best stuff out of all her interview subjects. Loved Kay's interview style. And she spent almost 30 minutes with Sean Payton. And, of course, giving up play-calling duties to Davis Webb came up. Here was Sean's first thought on that.
We'll still be real involved. I think when you have a young coach like Davis and you see something in him, and he's called plays in the preseason, you remember driver's ed when it was in high school, and you had the steering wheel, but the teacher had the brake, and they were right next to you. This is before they went online. So I'll be next to him, and if there's something we need, he's not going to fail. Like, he's going to be great at it, and I'm going to make sure he is, and we'll be better as a team for it.
Interesting analogy there. He's going back to driver's ed saying, yeah, we let the 15-year-old take the wheel, but the instructor's got the brake. So if you're going to drive the car off the road or you're going too fast, the instructor can say, whoop, brake, we're slowing this thing down. Is that how they did driver's ed in Louisiana? And do you like where Sean Payton is going with this? If Davis isn't doing well, Sean's going to hit that brake and make sure the young buck is under control.
I think that's how we did driver's ed. My basketball coach was my driver's ed teacher. I remember I turned 15 and had it that summer at my high school. I believe that's how it was done.
He could get in there and break if young Brandon Stokley was driving through the swamps at 90 miles an hour.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think if I remember correctly, that's how it was. Very interesting time.
But Sean is saying, I will have access to that break.
Well, yeah, don't you think that's the way it should be?
Isn't that the definition of looking over the shoulder, though? A 15-year-old needs their shoulder looked over, not a growing man like Davis Webb.
Yeah, he's never done this before. Yeah, he does need his shoulder looked over. And I think Sean's saying, hey, I'm not going to let him fail. We're going to do this thing together. I'm going to be right there by his side, helping him out as much as possible. I want him to be successful. And so I think it's going to be one. You asked me, like, if they're 1-4, would he pull the plug? And I said no. But I think it's one of those situations where, like, Sean's going to be, if things aren't going good, he's going to be heavily involved helping Davis Webb out, seeing what's going on, trying to help him navigate these waters. And so it's not going to be just Davis Webb out on the island by himself. You know what I'm saying? And so Sean's going to be right by his side, but he's going to let him do his thing. And then when he sees situations that pop up that, hey, man, no, I didn't, let me push the brake on here. Right, maybe after a few series, you look, hey, we need to run the ball a little bit more here. Let's go, come on, stick with the run. Stuff like that. He'll be able to, help him out and give him advice. But I don't foresee any kind of this being a bad situation because I like Sean and I like his approach here and how he's approaching this. Right, he believes in Davis Webb. You can tell he really does. I think he sees himself. I think he sees a young Sean Payton. And that's why he hired this guy to begin with. I mean, this guy just got finished playing football. Mm-hmm. And then you hire him to be the quarterback coach? Like, seriously? No coaching experience? And then you see him growing and like, okay, this guy's really good at what he does. And I kind of see myself in him, so I want to give him this opportunity. And guess what? I'm not going to let him fail. I'm going to make sure he succeeds. I love that approach, Will.
Well, a little more from Sean Payton with Kay Adams. Does giving up the play calling allow him to do more as a head coach?
It's not about what it lets me do, but I don't know that at 62 I was as good as I was at 42 calling plays.
But that still doesn't mean you're not better than everybody else still.
And, yeah, I think this guy has a chance to be special. When did that click? Just the last 2 years. Look, he's played quarterback. He's got his game plans from his high school career. Like, who saves those on a computer?
Tell me about it. I don't know.
I don't even
I've never
remember
met
what
him.
offense we ran. he's a sponge, and he communicates well. He went down to the East-West 2 years ago. He was the coordinator for that game. He puts his time in, and they'll still be – I'm in the meetings, and there'll be input. There'll be times where, Davis, I want to look at this, and yet I wouldn't do it if I didn't think it was going to help us be better.
So this guy has a
That
chance.
doesn't mean that you're not one of the best ever still.
Oh, come
Goodness
on.
gracious.
Come on. Easy on Kay. Easy
No,
on Kay. He is
it's just-
one of the best ever. She's not wrong.
Buddy, I know. It's just funny. That's it. I'm not hating on Kay or anything. She has a style. She knows what she's doing, right? Like just throw that reel out there, throw that line out there, and just hook Sean Payton in the mouth and just reel him in. You're still one of the best ever.
Caught me a good one.
Yep.
But a chance to be special. That's a pretty high endorsement from Sean Payton on Davis Webb there.
Yeah, of course. And Sean told us this last year. He told us this last year.
If you were listening close enough.
Well, about Davis Webb, but also about himself. As you get older, man, you start thinking about the negative things, right? Gosh, I don't really like driving in the dark when it's raining anymore. And it's a little bit different. Well, now I'm thinking about the negative things that can happen on my play calls, right? Whereas before, I'd run a reverse at the 5-yard line. But now I'm like, so –
we saw that in the AFC title game.
Well,
why didn't he kick the field goal on 4th and 1?
Well,
thought he had some great play, and that play had no shot.
Right.
You watch every angle. That play never had a chance of succeeding.
No, it didn't. But I just think that he sees it, and sometimes you're just not the same play caller, player, whatever the case may be. Maybe that you were when you were younger for whatever reason, and I do give him a lot of credit for being able to take a step back and realize, what's best for this team is maybe the me giving it up to this young guy who I see, a lot of myself in him. So I give him credit because that's not easy.
No,
that's not easy at all.
I mean, to have the self-awareness of I am 62. I no longer am 42. I was a lot better at this when I was 42 than I was 62. I actually think Sean Payton should be applauded for that.
I do too.
I think that is very good self-awareness for a guy who has a very large ego.
Well, that's what people say, right? And so you look at it and say, if you have a huge ego, man, you don't want to give up play calling. That's what I do. I made Drew Brees.
Right.
We won a Super Bowl. I called plays. I'm still great at it. A lot of people have a hard time looking in the mirror saying, man, I'm just not quite as good as I used to be. I'm still good. I think it's been really good here. The last 2 years with Bo Nix, with him calling plays, hasn't it?
It's been great.
Right. And so all of a sudden, it's like you could make an excuse to say, I'm still pretty good at this. I'm better than, a lot of other people at this. Look at what Bo Nix has done. Look at what we've done. And so the fact that he's able to look and say to himself, like, all right, yep, it's not quite the same. Let me take a step back. I think that says a lot about Sean.
No, I do too. Really revealing stuff with Sean and Kay Adams.
Look who's here.
We'll get to some of that.
Look who is here.
More of that in a moment. But in the meantime, a very special
the man,
guest.
The myth, the legend. No, we got Mike Kliss. We don't need Kay Adams.
Mike Kliss, our 9 News and 104.3 The Fan Insider, joins us next.
Catch up on everything happening at DenverSports.com. Weeknights from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. with Denver Sports Tonight. Denver Sports, 104.3 The Fan. DenverSports.com and the Denver Sports app.
QC Kinetics helps active people stay active. People like David Boardman, police officer, competitive athlete, and gym owner who trains hard almost every day.
My body's taken a lot of abuse over the years. I've had multiple knee surgeries on both of my knees. I could barely run a mile prior to going to QC Kinetics. Doctors have all told me, hey, you are going to need knee replacements.
But QC Kinetics gave David great news.
We're going to give you the opportunity to have not one, but 2 healthy knees, and we don't have to cut you open.
And after David's regenerative treatments at QC Kinetics,
since I've gone to them, I run 20-30 miles a week. I really wouldn't be able to do that if it wasn't for QC Kinetics.
From knee pain to Ironman training,
it's a no-brainer.
Now it's your turn. Call QC Kinetics to book your free consultation today.
Call QC Kinetics, 303-900-8986. That's 303-900-8986. 303-900-8986.
Colorado, it's time to take our recycling to the next level.
That's why Recyclon Colorado is bringing you more curbside and drop-off service from peaks to prairies. Guidelines as clear as our skies, so you know what goes where. And the price? As free as gawking at bighorns on I-70. You deserve a recycling system you can count on, like your puffiest winter coat. And we're here to give it to you. Learn more at recyclon.org/Colorado.
Find your next adventure this August in the new 2026 Honda CR-V Hybrid during the Honda Summer Event at Champ Honda. With impressive hybrid efficiency, modern technology, and the versatility Colorado drivers love, the CR-V Hybrid is ready for your daily commute or your next weekend getaway. Champ Honda has one of their largest selections in years, making it easy to find the right vehicle. Plus, with their one price, one person, 1 hour philosophy, buying is simple, transparent, and Champ Honda never charges dealer handling fees.
Tom's Garage Doors. Tom's Garage Doors. When it comes to garage doors, no one knows more.
I started my first business at 12 years old, mowing lawns for about $5 a yard. I thought I was crushing it until my buddy down the street undercut me by $2. But he didn't just cut the price, he cut corners too. That's when I learned if you do the job right, people trust you, and integrity beats profit. People care more about how you show up and whether you do what you say you're gonna do. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, owner of Don's Garage Doors. From garage door repairs to upgrades, we show up, we crush it, and we stand behind every job. We only use the best parts, and the spring's guaranteed to last a lifetime. Because when you care about the people you serve, you work harder, and it shows. From repairs to upgrades, call Don's Garage Doors today or schedule online at donsgaragedoors.com. And yeah, we still beat the other guy.
Tom's Garage Doors. Tom's Garage Doors. When it comes to garage doors, no one knows more.
Common Spirit Health has expert orthopedic care that gets you back at it and back to your best. Find skilled orthopedic physicians at Common Spirit locations who specialize in general orthopedics and repair of hips, knees, shoulders, and hands, so you can return to running races or chasing the grandkids. Common Spirit Health. Hospitals, clinics, and caregivers all connected to advance healthcare in Colorado, Kansas, and Utah. Orthopedic care with human kindness is here. Visit mountain.commonspirit.org.
Brandon Stokley here from my team, ROX Rocks Heating and Air. The huge heat pump rebates are being cut in half. That means you could lose out on $6,000 or more if you don't get a new heat pump system to heat and cool your home before October 1st. That's real money out the window. Even if you think your HVAC system needs replacing, now is the time to do it. Call my guys today at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
When you see this in your kitchen,
The stainless steel fridge is covered in fingerprints.
you hear this.
Leslie, people are going to think you were raised in a barn or by wolves or raised in a barn by wolves.
Fortunately, Wyman Stainless Steel 3-in-1 cleans, shines, and protects to give you the best shine. A spray and a wipe will have your fridge shining like a mirror.
Wow, my fridge looks brand new. Your fridge looks amazing, Leslie. Sorry, I was being a little dramatic earlier.
Your kitchen says a lot about you. Let it brag with Wyman.
And Doug. Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons. And lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen. And oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live. And you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty. It's Training Camp 2026, Unfinished Business. Here's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth, powered by Applied Future Technologies and local plumbing, heating, and air.
A special treat on this Tuesday morning. Our 9 News Broncos insider, Mike Kliss, presented by Fitness Gallery and Monarch Construction and Roofing, joins us live here at Broncos Park, powered by Common Spirit. It's Will Peterson in for Mike Evans, hanging out with Stoke, and Mike Kliss joins the conversation. What's up, Mikey?
Hey, Will Peterson radio, you can hear him from 6 to 10, and then from 10 to 2, and then from 2 to 6 right here on the Fan 104.3.
He does it all.
Every time I've been on, like the last 3 months, Will's been the guest or has been the fill-in host.
He flat out, that's because he does it all. The more you can do, the more
right.
valuable you are, right? Mike, tell me about what are your thoughts? Sean Payton mentioned it yesterday. Bo Nix, the starters, what I took from listening to Sean, they're going to play. They're going to at least start the game and play at least one series.
Yeah, the starters are going to play, except for the ones that you saw on the side field, which is about half the team. But I'm not sure about Bo, just because I know when before training camp they were leaning toward him not playing in the first preseason game because it's a little early for contact, and it's turf. The first preseason game, turf in Mercedes-Benz, and it is an ankle. It's 2 ankle surgeries and turf. That to me, that doesn't necessarily go together. But Bo has looked so good that maybe they have changed their mind and they are going to give him a series. We'll see where. It looks like he's 100% all the way.
Sertan, I saw yesterday. What was the latest on him?
I think he's soft tissue also, and minor. All these things. They're really not. It's troubling that it's soft tissue after soft tissue after soft tissue. By the way, Benito's was a sprained ankle. They thought it was bad at first, the way he limped off the field, but it wasn't bad. But these guys are already back out stretching. They're it's a couple days here type of injuries, so they're not overly concerned about. Waddles was a little more severe. Looks like a hammy, because he was really limping the second day. He heard it one day, walked in real casually. Vince Garcia ran in about 50 yards ahead of him so we wouldn't detect anything being wrong. But then the next day he was really limping. So he's been out a little bit more than a week. He won't play in Atlanta. But they're not concerned. They're concerned about September 14th. And right now the only injury where they're in trouble there is Matt Henningsen, who's going to have a tough time making the team anyway.
So with those soft tissue injuries, did you find it curious that Sean offered that up on his own yesterday before even getting asked by the media? He said we got to get it fixed with the soft tissue injuries, talking about warm downs after practice.
Yeah.
Feels like this is more on their radar than a normal training camp.
Yeah, the warm down was the first time I've seen it with Sean Payton. They basically stretched after they ran the wind sprints. And so I had not seen that before. So that was.
When did it become a warm down and not a cool down?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
I mean, you're the athlete. I don't know. Yeah, I agree with you.
No, I was the athlete. Not anymore.
You are warm, and so, from practice, and so then you stretch. It's like, if I take a jog, I don't stretch before the jog. I stretch after the jog because my muscles are already loose. Right, I don't want to stretch before because they're tight.
Right,
I got to run to loosen them up.
Are you a consultant for the Broncos then?
No. I'm spitballing here.
So what about
me and Bo Lowry?
What about Dobbins then, Mike? What's the update with him? Do you expect to see him today, especially after the pinky promise of the 17 games?
Yeah, I mean, you make a pinky promise and you've been hurt your whole career. That's at least it wasn't a thumb. And again with Dobbins. So Dobbins hadn't been doing much anyway. I mean, on these reps, the team reps, he's maybe taken 1 or 2 in the first series. They have like 4 team reps, and he, you don't see him in team period 3 and 4 because they've been treating him with kid gloves. They did last year. He didn't play in the preseason last year, so I don't think they're overly worried with him either, other than.
He's always been hurt.
Yeah.
Which, unfortunately, it stinks. But I saw him jogging in yesterday. Like, he was jogging in, looked totally fine.
Yeah.
And then I saw the doctors 10 yards behind him, and I'm like, uh-oh, that's not good. But it didn't look like it was anything major for Dobbins, which is a good thing. We're still early here. And the pinky promise still can be fulfilled. It still can be kept because – he's 17 games. Preseason doesn't matter.
But why make that? There was no upside to that.
I don't know. He's being positive, man.
Yeah, but
he was
offering to buy media members drinks. He was offering to buy someone a new dress.
Don't be Marilat 2.0 when it comes to this.
In all seriousness, Mike, did JK, do you think, get any pushback inside the building about, dude, you don't need to go up there and hold court and have the press conference of the year and make promises that are inevitably going to blow up in your face if they don't come true.
That used to be the case, but that was my generation. That you don't pop off or say anything profound, provocative. Now, I mean, Sean Payton last year popped off about the team. It's the Super Bowl caliber team. I mean, that's the way they do it now. They're not afraid. They do exude confidence, and they're not afraid to sometimes express it. So he is one reason why they signed him back is because of his attitude and personality. He's a jovial guy, friendly guy. The way he was with us, and at the podium the other day, he's like that in the locker room, and they like that infectious spirit that he has.
And he loves the Broncos. He loves playing here.
Yeah.
He loves being a part of this organization.
Yeah.
I love it. I had no issue with him doing that at all. I love it. Might as well take that approach this year because guess what? It hasn't. Whatever approach he's taken previously hasn't worked. So, hey, speaking in existence, be optimistic about it. I have no issue with it at all. And so we'll see how it plays out, Will.
If he plays 15 games, no one's going to knock him and say, hey, you pinky promised,
Where's my drink? Hey.
Although maybe I will ask you that.
Cliss, talk about the stadium. We got good news yesterday.
Yeah.
The renderings came out last week. It looks unbelievable. And then yesterday we got the news that the Broncos spent a little bit of cheese. Like 15 was valued at $15 million. They probably spent a little bit more than that to buy 10 acres right there around where the stadium is going to be. Talk about that and what's the next step for the Broncos.
Yeah, SRM Concrete, and from what I understand, they were a headache there for a while. They weren't wanting to sell. They liked where they were at. They had no intention of moving.
Oh,
and,
so that was just a big hurdle.
That was a hurdle.
Wow. Okay.
So.
Good job, SRM Construction. Thank you.
Concrete.
Yeah, concrete. Close enough.
And they got those red, white, and blue, the big concrete spinners on the back of those trucks, and they're busy. I mean, they got trucks flying in and out of there all the time.
They're in like 22 states, I saw.
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah,
so
and
they're a big operation.
And I think their CEO, I forgot his name now. But he, he's a Southern guy too. He's not as attached to the Broncos as some of the other local owners.
Right.
So he got educated, and it was one of those deals. I'm sure he got a sweet deal, and they got the deal done. I've done all these negotiations with players and coaches in the past in my sports writing career, and negotiations there's always highs and lows, and there's like. They bury, like an agent will bury the team 2 days before they get the deal done and just say all this incredibly negative stuff about the team. And then all of a sudden they're all happy. I can't thank the organization enough. I'm like, wait a minute. What about what you told me? That's just part of negotiation. So that's what I think happened here. They still got work to do with Denver Water, though. Denver Water is been a tricky negotiation, relocating Denver Water. And it's not just relocating because I think the Broncos have bought the land for Denver Water, but now the people around where they're going to relocate have some, they want a little something.
They want their palms greased with a little.
I don't know.
Huh?
I don't know. It's always something. And
everyone
then you
got their hand out. Well, they see
community,
Walton Penner money, and everyone wants a little piece.
The community benefit. My view was perfect before, and now where's my view? Stuff like that kind of happens, and so it's a process. There's headaches.
They have good views down there. I looked at the before pictures. It doesn't look like many good views down there right now.
You didn't want Lone Tree, and I was saying Lone Tree would be no hassles. They got all the land in the world down there. Just drop it down in the middle of the big prairie.
I saw that. Every time I drive by there, I'm just so thankful because you talk about having a great piece of land to do whatever you want and just be magnificent. That would be in Lone Tree. So Denver Water, get your stuff together. Let's get this thing moving in the right direction. But that was good news yesterday with getting that 10 acres.
So real quick, Mike, 20 seconds or less. You were at 75% that it'll be in Burnham Yard last time I chatted with you. With these 10 acres, are you willing to put your percentage up a little bit?
Yeah, that and the renderings coming out, they're inching toward it. There's still – I think, the CBA and the Denver Water have always been the big issues, and they're still not resolved. So, Yeah, as far as 2031, maybe 75, 80. Let's bump it up a little bit.
I like it.
You know, the alternative would be another season at Empower Field, which isn't so bad.
No.
They'll get it worked out.
I love it. All right, Cliss has gone from a C- C to a C B-, perhaps. That Burnham
I grade
Yard.
on a curve.
Okay.
I'd 75% to me.
Yeah.
That was a B+.
B+. I love it.
You go jump up to 80%.
If he's at 80, he might be in the A- range
Yeah.
right now. Good stuff, Mike. We appreciate it. That was our 9 News
77's a B+.
Broncos insider Mike
Back in the
Cliss,
60s?
presented by
That's what it
Fitness
was?
Gallery and Monarch Construction
C+ in Louisiana.
and Roofing. All right, I'm going to try to get through that read, but we're talking about grades in Louisiana. Appreciate Mike's time.
Thanks, Mike.
Fitness Gallery, Monarch Construction, and Roofing. Coming up next, it was Kay Adams Day. Mike may say no more Kay Adams, but you got to hear some more of her with Sean Payton and Bo Nix.
Want real Broncos talk? Cecil Lemmy and Andrew Mason bring the heat on Orange and Blue today. The most passionate intelligence and in-depth Broncos coverage in the game. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Hit subscribe at Denver Sports 104.3 and never miss another take. Orange and Blue today, powered by Ramos Law, official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
You know, guys, you always want to look and be at your best, but, you know, especially during the summer, right? You go out more time spent in public, and so you put in the work, right? You dropped a few pounds, you hit the gym, but fixing your hair loss for good, that will make the biggest impact. How you look and, more importantly, how you feel. Thinning hair, receding hairline, that expanding bald spot. Go with the team I trust because they worked out so well for me, and that's Advanced Hair Restoration, just in time for their once-yearly summer savings event. 20 years ago I did this with great results. The process hasn't really changed, and honestly, why does it need to? Because with Advanced Hair Restoration, they take your own natural hair, put it where you want it, as much as you'd like, and it begins to regrow the very next day. Better yet, it's guaranteed to grow. And all this, plus you work with legendary Dr. Tanya Pauls and her all-star team. The same Dr. Pauls I worked with, you could not be in better hands. So schedule that free consultation. Take advantage of, hopefully, a good, flexible summer schedule. Book your once-yearly summer savings event. Call 720-459-HAIR and at advancedhair.com. That's advancedhair.com.
Hey, Mr. C, it's me. Well, I just picked up the ring. I actually went to Hellsberg. Thanks for that recommendation. Kate's gonna love that hers is from the same jeweler you got Mrs. C's ring from. They were so helpful throughout the whole process. They even knew your family by name, and the ring looks great. Anyways, I just couldn't wait to let you guys know. Call me back and wish me luck.
Hellsberg, designed with care and craft since 1915. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
As Coloradans, we know how important it is to protect our homes. And unfortunately, wildfires are a reality here. It's Zach, and that's why I trust 50-80 Exteriors, a 2-time President's Club winner offering Class A fire-rated products designed to help protect your home. Thinking about upgrading your outdoor living space? Now's the time. Purchase a new deck during the month of August and get free solar railing lights. No payments and no interest until 2027 for qualified buyers. 50-80 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
Skip this year's front porch roofing circus and bring in the local professionals.
Visit us at DenverRoofPros.com.
No matter if it hails, rains, or snows, nobody knows your roof like the Denver Roof Pros. Hey!
Switching your account numbers is hard. Being forced to switch, even worse. That's why at Belco Credit Union, we want to pay you to switch. From June 1st to August 31st, we're offering a $300 bonus when you open a new checking account with a qualifying direct deposit of $500 or more. They changed your account number. You can change who you bank with. Go to belco.org/switch for full offer details. Insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility required. Conditions and restrictions apply. Belco. Banking for everyone.
I'm Rob Wilhite, and for nearly 50 years, my firm has stood beside Colorado families after serious car accidents. With over $1 billion won, we know how to fight for you. Call 303-GOOD-LAW or visit WillHiteWins.com. That's WillHiteWins.com.
Brandon Stokley here from my friends at Roller Auction. Do you have items you're looking to sell?
Since 1976, Roller Auction has been conducting commercial and industrial auctions for Colorado government agencies, Fortune 500 companies, small business owners, secured creditors, individuals, and more. They have a large marketplace to showcase your assets, so don't wait. Visit rollerauction.com for a free consultation and turn those items into some cold, hard cash. Again, go visit them at rollerauction.com. That's rollerauction.com.
Recall 67A mobile appointments are now available in your area. We come to you, quick, easy, and under an hour. Complete the recall to get $500, plus a warranty worth thousands. Schedule today at CummonsRecall.com.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance. And now we're customizing this ad for your morning commute to wake you up, which could help your driving. Science says that stimulating the brain increases alertness. So here's a pop quiz. How many months have 28 days? What gets wetter as it dries? What has keys but can't open locks? If you don't want to hear the answers, turn off this Liberty Mutual ad now. 12 months, a towel, piano. Enjoy being fully alert.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for autopay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
Hey guys, are you an experienced sheet metal worker ready for more than just a job? Join Smart Local 9 for family-supported wages, employer-paid health care, and secure retirement with pension and 401k. Experience the power of collective bargaining. Visit smw9.com, where pride meets your future.
Don't guess on major HVAC, plumbing, or electric repairs. Get a free second opinion and same-day service from Fix It 24/7. Honest answers, fast help. Visit fixmyhome.com today.
KKFN and KKFN HD1, Longmont, Denver. Powered by Able Builders, it's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth. It's Training Camp 2026, Unfinished Business. Here's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth, powered by Applied Future Technologies and local plumbing, heating, and air.
Appreciate Mike Flint stopping by the tent. Good to have him in person. As the grounds crew gets the practice field ready, we'll start to see our first players trickling out here shortly for day 10 with fans of Broncos camp. It's Will Peterson in for Mike Evans, hanging out with Brandon Stokley. Stoke, what were your biggest takeaways from Kliss, whether it be the starters in Atlanta, the J.K. Dobbins soft tissue stuff, or the stadium update?
I think the stadium update for me was big news. We've been getting a lot of positive news there, and hopefully, with the water district or whatever, hopefully that gets settled up here soon. And then, one other thing with another group that needs to be kind of figured out, and then it's going to be full throttle. So, big hurdle cross yesterday, and now we got a couple left. And once we get those figured out here, then they'll get the party started. And once they get the party started, the thing that I've learned about this ownership group is they don't mess around. It will get going, and they will get it done by 2031.
Yeah.
It will be done by as long as this thing doesn't take a while to get these other two things figured out. So that was big news. I mean, and then the soft tissue stuff and what they're trying to do now, they had to cool down or
warm down.
I call it cool down. They call it warm down. Yes, you're just stretching, just trying to, do things after practice to try to give yourself, I guess, the best chance to recover for the next day. So they're doing those things now. No long-term injuries with those main guys, just Henningsen. So these soft tissue ones, they should be back. Nothing long-term there, which is good news. And then starters playing. Kliss acted like the plan at first was not to play Bo, but he's looked so good that, they might play him. Sounds like to me they're going to play him a little bit. But, we'll see Friday. Maybe we'll get the news today after practice from Sean Payton on, whether Bo's going to go a series or two or wait till week 2.
Yeah, it'll be fascinating to see. It sounds like Bo wants to play. We'll see if Sean lets him play. Especially with the turf being the first game back after breaking the ankle against the Bills in the divisional round of the playoffs. We were walking in at 5:30 this morning, just a real quick point on your stadium, and I said to you, I can't believe they got this up in 2 years, because anyone who hasn't driven by yet, even if it's 10 minutes out of your way, drive by the new $175 million headquarters here at Broncos Park, powered by Common Spirit. It's impressive. We walked in as the sun was rising. It looks like a
That's
resort.
That's the best time to do it.
Incredible.
So drive in at 5:30.
Yeah.
5:30 in the morning.
It's a special detour. A lot of people aren't up at 5:30.
I'm just telling you, but if you want to see something that looks really cool, it's all lit up, and it's still a little bit dark, maybe 5:20. So if you're an early person and you're driving around here, just cruise by here. It's a really cool sight when it's all lit up like it was, and it's still a little bit dark.
When I scared you silly.
You did.
At
you
5:35 this
going
morning.
80 in the parking lot and threw your door open because your window wasn't working. I'm like, yep, Lana's finally got the hit out on me. This is it for Stokley. This is it. I'm done.
Half that story's true. I don't think I was doing 80. I was doing about 8.
Yeah, right.
But that said, I did scare you by opening my door. You're like, oh, Hitman finally showed up. He's here.
I'm done. She finally took me out.
And then we walked over together, and it was just incredible. So I'm with you. That
in 2 years, right, and that's
if they get shovels in the ground this time next summer, it will be ready to go by 2031.
Yeah, and that's what you said. You said, I can't believe they got it done in 2 years. And I said, well, wait till you see the stadium and how quick they get that done, because they don't mess around.
Well, speaking of the football team, Pat Bryant has stood out in a massive way through the first 10 days of training camp. 9 days with fans. Today is day 10. They had those couple acclimation days as well. And Sean,
it didn't work for the Broncos.
Yeah, they didn't acclimate all that well.
Needed more or less of it. I'm not quite sure what, because these soft tissue injuries, the acclimation days didn't help.
Sean was with Kay Adams yesterday, and Pat Bryant, the star of training camp, got brought up, and the head coach was asked by Kay what his role will be this year.
I want whatever Pat Bryant's having to drink, whatever he's hydrating with. How the hell are you going to keep this kid off the field?
We're not.
What?
Yeah, we're going to play
the
him.
Jump. Explain the jump.
Well, he's real confident. We saw it last year
Did
early
we?
on. Well,
I don't know that I did. I'll admit it. I don't know if I did.
It's hard when you're in L.A. to see it all. but we saw it like here day to day. And he's got really strong hands in traffic. He's got that gift where, and anyone who runs well after the catch, their feet stay on the turf, and his feet stay on the ground. He's got really, really good hands. So you're seeing someone in year 2 with that confidence. He's extremely smart, so he knows all the positions.
How are you going to keep him off the field? We're not. And then he and Kay had a little banter there, which you put a big old grin on your face about. You can bag on it if you want, but it was a good answer that Pat Bryant is going to play, and he's going to play a lot. If you are in a fantasy league, particularly not with Broncos fans, with your buddies all spread out across the country, depending on your style of draft, whether it be snake or an auction draft or whatever, you can get Pat Bryant deep, and I think he's going to play an awful lot this year, Stoke. That's the vibe I got from that answer from Sean Payton.
We'll see. Obviously, he's had a great camp. He had a really good rookie year. But, I mean, whose spot is he going to take? I need to see Troy Franklin. You know, people aren't talking enough about Troy Franklin. I'm just telling you right now. You know, everyone's talking about Pat Bryant, Jalen Waddle. People better start realizing that Troy Franklin, he's ready for a breakout year. I mean, he had 700 yards last year. And I don't know how many opportunities those guys are going to get, but I don't want Troy Franklin on the bench. I'm just telling you. These guys, these two young receivers, Pat Bryant and Troy Franklin, they look like the future of the Denver Broncos wide receiver room moving forward. So I love what I've seen from both of those guys. Pat's been great, obviously. He runs really good routes. He's got good hands. He's tough. So, you know, sometimes once that game starts slowing down, and to Sean Payton's point too, like, you know, when you know all the positions, and, you know, that becomes very valuable on game day. So I'm excited about seeing year 2 and what it looks like. I mean, okay, like, you can say whatever you want if you're Sean Payton about, oh, yeah, he's going to be on the field. Like, yeah, we're going to get him out there. He's going to be on the field, but how much, Will?
Yeah, but hold on. It feels like you're not buying the Pat Bryant hype. You're like, well, how's he going to get on the field? Let's hype up Troy Franklin. I think Pat Bryant's going to play, and I think it means that Troy Franklin and Marvin Mims Well, they'll still have roles on this team. Our receivers 4 and 5 right now.
Oh.
If I had to power rank the Broncos receivers, I'd say Waddle's 1, Sutton's 2, Bryant's 3, Franklin's 4, Mims is 5.
We might need to continue this conversation because I disagree with you.
You have a different list.
I have a different list.
All right, we'll hit that plus a wild story involving the owner of a Greek basketball team and Nikola Jokic. All of that coming up next.
It's Training Camp 2026 Unfinished Business. Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth will kick things off starting at 6 a.m. Powered by Applied Future Technologies. Then Dover and Cecil will react live to all the action until 2 p.m. Thanks to Denver Roof Pros and Beyond Dino Law Firm. At 2, The Drive will recap the day thanks to Aero Seal Colorado. Stay locked into Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and DenverSports.com for all the latest news and information during football season. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Hey guys, your boy Stink here from my friends at Spine One. You live with back pain, neck pain, worried about needing surgery? How about taking all those habit-forming medications? Well, my guys at Spine One specialize in treatments that offer alternatives to major surgery and long-term medication. Here's the best news. That's right, same-day appointments. They'll see you today. You can do what I did. Start your journey toward pain-free today. 303-367-2225. They're a phone call away. 303-367-BACK. Spine One, a complete medical center for spine care. They've got exams, MRIs, physical therapy, treatment options, all in one facility, and they're going to educate you. Here's what's going on. This is why you're in pain, and here are some options to get you out of nagging and debilitating pain. And you know what it's like to live with pain, guys. It checks you out of life. You get to the point where you don't want to do anything. That's what I experienced. I quit playing golf, quit going to the gym. I couldn't sleep through the night, man. I was always just trying to manage my back. Hey, a couple short visits to my guys at Spine One. I was back in the gym. Most importantly, back sleeping through the night. Guys, if you're in pain, call my friends today and start your journey. 303-367-2225, 303-367-BACK, or as always, you can find them online at spine1.com.
Peanut butter and jelly, music and dancing, salt and pepper. At Excel Energy, we believe some things just work better together, like an electric heat pump, the 2-in-1 unit that can both cool and heat your home. And better yet, it does so using energy more efficiently than a traditional HVAC system. Better yet, you can also save money installing a heat pump with rebates at excelenergy.com/heat pumps. Cooling, heating, and savings. All in one comfort, all in one package.
Bluebird Windows and Doors has been servicing Colorado's Front Range for over a decade with products built for Colorado's ever-changing climate. Get windows, doors, and siding manufactured to last a lifetime, backed by strong warranties. Buy more, save more this August. When you mention you heard about Bluebird from me, Mike Evans, you'll save an additional 5%. With all the Bluebird days in Colorado, enjoy it while looking through beautiful, energy-efficient windows from Bluebird. Financing options available. Visit gobluebirdco.com. Bluebird Windows and Doors. Make today a Bluebird day.
You know, I used to think all money managers were the same until I spoke with Fisher Investments.
Really? How different are they?
Fisher's investment counselors are dedicated to service, not sales, keeping clients up to date on their portfolio.
Well, they probably just invest in a bunch of mutual funds like I do.
Nope. They build a tailored portfolio based on their clients' personal goals, helping them stay on track for a comfortable retirement.
Well, they must make commissions selling products.
Actually, Fisher doesn't sell any commission-based products. They're a fiduciary, and they believe that's a conflict.
Then they have some kind of complex fee structure.
Nope. Fisher has a simple, transparent fee that's a percentage of their client's portfolio. So they do better when their clients do better.
It sounds like Fisher really is different.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Fisher Investments. Clearly different wealth management. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com/different. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Summer in Colorado means more water use. Call Benjamin Franklin for water heaters, drains, water quality, and more. Available 24/7 with a satisfaction guarantee. Look at BenjaminFranklinDenver.com.
It's Training Camp 2026 Unfinished Business. Here's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth, powered by Applied Future Technologies and local plumbing, heating, and air.
All right, so when we went in that last break, I power ranked my wide receivers for the Broncos. Now, I want to be clear. This is where I think they stand from Sean Payton and Davis Webb's perspective. Maybe not my list 1 to 5, but just to reset that, it's Will Peterson in for Mike Evans hanging out with Stoke. I think right now, if you had a latte with Sean Payton, he would put Jalen Waddle at 1, Cortland Sutton at 2, Pat Bryant at 3, Troy Franklin at 4, and Marvin Mims at 5. And Stoke, you told me you disagree with my list.
I do. I don't know where they're ranking them. I'm just telling you where I'm ranking them, okay? This is my list. And it's Waddle 1, Sutton 2.
So we agree thus far.
Yep. At 3 is Troy Franklin. I don't know. You're talking about a guy that had 700 yards last year. And
got benched in the second half of the season for a healthy Pat Bryant when Pat Bryant was healthy.
I don't know how many touchdowns he had, but it was a good handful.
It was 5 or 6. Yeah.
Yeah, 5 or 6 touchdowns. And so I can't wait to see how he's going to build off of that this year. He had a really good year last year. 6 touchdowns, 709 yards. Yeah, he dropped. He went down on his drops. Was a lot more consistent and made some big plays. And again, I'm loving what I'm seeing from him out here in training camp. That's the other thing. It's not like, Pat Bryant's having this great camp and Troy Franklin isn't. I like what I've seen from both of those guys, but I'm not moving Troy Franklin. I like what he brings to the table too. And then, yes, I'd put Pat Bryant at 4 and Marvin Mims at 5. I like this room, though, but and I think there's a place for Mims to make some plays offensively, but it's going to be difficult to get all these guys involved, get all these guys in the game, in the mix. That's going to be one of the difficult things to do if you're Davis Webb and Sean Payton and this offensive staff, if they all stay healthy. It's a good problem to have, really good problem to have, because you look through Bo Nix's first 2 years. I would say the guy that's made the biggest plays for him and the biggest moments has been Marvin Mims.
Correct.
And I have him at 5, and you do too.
Yeah.
It's a full room, man, and Pat Bryant's been great, and they got a lot of depth there. I'm excited about not only this year, the future of the wide receiver room for the Broncos. So it's a good problem to have. But I'm not moving Troy Franklin out of the 3rd spot.
Okay, but you hemmed and hawed a little bit. I got this big disagreement. Well, the only thing was we flipped 3 and 4. 1, 2, and 5 were the exact same. I have Pat at 3. You have Troy at 3. I have Troy at 4. You have Pat at 4. So it wasn't like my list was in outer space. We just flipped 3 and 4.
Well, did you go to broadcasting school?
I did.
I didn't. But sometimes you have to hype things up, man.
Okay.
Right? You got to hype it up, right? A little bit of hype there goes a long way, and that's what I was doing, just hyping it up a little bit. You don't have to call me out on it afterwards.
You did a good job. Real quick.
Trying to sell it, man, for the people.
Those 5 receivers, because I want to get to this Jokic thing, but those 5 receivers, are those the 5 guys that are active week 1 in Kansas City?
Yes. Yep, absolutely.
No trades. No trades. No Vele coming.
I don't think so. I don't think you're going to mess with Franklin and Pat Bryant, okay? So I think the one move you possibly could make would be Mims. But Franklin and Bryant, heck no. Troy Franklin, he took that leap last year. And Pat Bryant, I'm expecting him to do kind of the same thing. And both those, again, to me, they're the future at the wide receiver room. So you're not trading those guys. Mims, he's in his contract year. Last year of his contract. He's the one guy that I could look at and say you might possibly move. But you made the point earlier, you're in a Super Bowl window, probably not going to happen. He's a valuable member of this wide receiver room football team, really good returner, obviously. He's been a all-pro returner, so I don't think they end up moving him.
All right, the fans are filing in here at Broncos Park, powered by Common Spirit, waiting for our first player to take the field. We'll have that update coming for you around 9:30 once the Broncos have hit the practice field. But in the meantime, it's going to be rare on a day we're at Broncos camp to talk anything but Broncos. Nikola Jokic, not through any fault of his own, made headlines yesterday. This was like the top story on ESPN.com for most of the afternoon, and that's because Dimitrios Yiannakopoulos, the Greek businessman.
That's good. You nailed that.
Who owns
That's impressive.
Panathinaikos basketball club in Athens.
2 for 2. Look at you. Now you're showing off.
Said he made a proposal to the Nuggets to buy Nikola Jokic out of the final season of his current NBA contract and believes he can sign Jokic away next summer. Quote from this cat on the Euro Insiders podcast. People are going to say, okay, now he's joking. I did make a very serious proposal this year, both to his team and to him. I got a rejection. I know that he has 1 more year of his contract. It took a few seconds for the Nuggets to say who, Greece, where, what, buy. but let's wait until next year. I hesitate to even give this story oxygen, but this is our guy, the best player in Nuggets history, and it's got oxygen all over the sports media world, so we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about it. What's your reaction to this absolutely wild story that some Greek businessman is trying to get Nikola Jokic to go play in Greece, tried this year, really wants him next year?
Yeah, it seems like all this guy does is want attention right now, right? Do you think it's going to happen? No. But I'm nervous about the situation as a whole just because Jokic hasn't signed his extension. We thought, a year ago, okay, well, he can sign it now. Maybe he will. Okay, he's going to wait till next year. That's this year. And he's going to do it this year. Oh, no, he's going to wait another year? Well, what's going on here? And I know he said all the right things. He wants to play here forever, loves it, this or that. But guess what? Life changes, things change, people's perspective changes. And so until he signs it, I'm going to be nervous about the situation. Do I think he's going to play in Greece? No, I don't. But I'm nervous about him going to play at another place in the NBA until he signs that contract, Will.
Yeah, I think another place in the NBA is far more likely than Nikola Jokic still in the prime, and I understand it's the back end of his prime, of his career going to play in Greece. I mean, this dude, Nikola Jokic, can sign an extension next summer, according to ESPN's Bobby Marks, for $359.5 million, the largest contract in NBA history. I don't know what you can pay him in Greece, but there's no way that this dude can pay Nikola Jokic $360 million. Birdie down here at Broncos camp told me the whole basketball team is valued at $25 million. I'm with you. I think you said it from the jump. This guy likes attention. He's seeking attention. Remember, they tried to poach Jonas Valanciunas, this same club, this time last year. And we had to go through all that drama. Is he going to play? Is he not? I think he likes targeting these big men from Europe who can attract fans in his stands. And he shot a shot with Valanciunas and said, you know what, that didn't move the needle quite enough. Why don't I go from a backup center to the best player in the NBA, should have won 6 MVPs in a row, in Nikola Jokic? The problem is, Stoke, with Jokic, could be a free agent next summer. He could decline that player option, which most people assume he will. This is just a start. We're going to have to deal with this stuff for the next 9 months, and it's going to be exhausting. Call this rumor number 1 of 200 Nikola Jokic rumors that are going to break between now and next year.
Yeah, it's just funny. This guy, what did he do? Who did he call up? Did he call up Josh Kroenke and say, hey, I mean, what are we in? Are we playing soccer? Is this the Premier League? Like
right.
we're selling our players? Right, to another team. Is he going to be on loan? I mean, I don't that's the weirdest thing ever. What do you think the Nuggets are going to say? Oh yes, okay, give us $20 million. We'll give you Jokic's contract. I mean, wait, what? It makes no sense at all. So it's just crazy talk. But you throw Jokic's name out there, and you're trying to make a deal with the Nuggets, and then you're going to get attention. So that's what this guy wants. But you're right, Will. This is going to be the talk of the NBA season for us, for the Nuggets. What's it going to look like after this year when he opts out of his contract? Is he going to sign that 5-year extension? And especially if things aren't going well. You follow me? For the Nuggets, if they're not playing well.
Like if you look up in the middle of the season and they're 21-19, right around 500.
Yeah, and it's like, oh my gosh, is he getting tired of this? What does he see the future like here? Does he want to just go play, and try to win another championship in a place that's more equipped to win a championship? Those are the conversations we will be having, unfortunately. So hopefully they don't get off to a slow start. Hopefully they're they have a great season, but I could see a scenario where this team kind of takes a step back next year, and we're talking about is Jokic frustrated with the organization.
Well, and if you just made me handicap it, I would say there's probably an 80% chance that Nikola Jokic signs that $360 million deal next summer and stays a Denver Nugget his whole career, which he basically has told us over and over again he wants to do. I'd say there's a 19% chance, and I don't really want to think about this, but I do think it's in the realm of possibility, he signs with a different NBA team. I'll put it at 1% that Nikola Jokic plays basketball in Greece, and even that feels a little generous. I can't imagine if he leaves the Nuggets, it wouldn't be to not stay in the United States of America and play in the NBA. Guess he could go to Toronto, stay in North America. That's not going to happen. My point is, why would this dude go play in Greece? I could see him playing in Greece when he's 40. When he's 41, he ain't playing in Greece in his early 30s. That's just not going to happen.
Right, unless this guy's going to give him a 5-year, $500 million contract.
With what coin?
Yeah.
What money? I mean,
the
net worth.
$2 billion.
Well, the net worth says he's worth between $500 million and $2 billion. So it's a pretty wide range.
Big range. So he might be worth $4 billion. Who knows? Who knows what kind of money he has and what he does to make his money? When you have that wide of a range of net worth, that's wow. I think that's very telling. But unless you're going to offer him that type of contract, there's 0% chance he's going to play in Greece. So I'll go 85% chance he re-signs with the Nuggets. They can offer him the most money. And the most years probably, and so and then I'll say 15% for another NBA team. 0% chance he goes to Greece, and 0% chance on that.
So you're not even giving it a 1.
No,
you're giving it a 0%.
I gave it a 1
chance.
earlier. The more we've talked about it, there's no chance it's happening.
Yeah, it's just a silly story. Like I said, I don't understand why it has so much oxygen, but it does, and it's our guy. So that's the latest. This team in Greece. Should I try to say the name one more time?
Oh yeah, you nailed it.
Panathinaikos.
Look at you. But see, that's what you're talking about. This thing we shouldn't even be talking about that. But it's on ESPN.
It was the top headline yesterday for the majority of the afternoon.
So wait till you get going through this season. Some of these rumors and what's going to be put out there and what's going to be talked about Jokic, when he opts out of his contract at the end of the year.
Well, you know the rumor that's going to drive you the most nuts? Because it's coming. He's going to go play with Luka in L.A.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, 100%.
That is the rumor that will make Nuggets fans. If Nikola Jokic signs with the L.A. Lakers, I don't know if I'll watch the NBA anymore. I just don't. Because I'm not signing up for a Nuggets rebuild while Luka and Nikola win rings together with the most hated team for Nuggets fans in the NBA. All right, coming up next, Bo Nix.
He's not an L.A. guy, right? He used to not be. Maybe he is more now. Well,
I don't think so. Bo Nix sat down with Kay Adams, told her what gets him ready to play in a football game. Once that game has started, his answer may make you nervous, and you will hear it coming up next.
Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider Mike Kliss. Presented by Fitness Gallery and Monarch Construction and Roofing. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Well, if this is the summer, you want to be sharper at work, be stronger in the gym, feel more energy and confidence, be better in the bedroom. See what Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic can do for you. They are experts at treating men's health issues using their advanced medical strategies featuring TRT, GH peptides, GLP-1, PDA, and more. They'll help you treat low T and other hormonal issues, allowing you to check all those summer to-do boxes, shed pounds, enhance your body composition, improve your sleep, increase your sex drive. Doesn't matter your age, older or younger. I've worked with Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic for years, seen what they can do with the science, but also how professional and compassionate they are. Experienced all this myself when they treated my low T just a couple of years ago. So schedule a consult, just $99. Meet with a Colorado licensed medical provider. Start low T treatment that day. Your office visit is free. 5 locations around Denver to better serve you, including Fort Collins, Castle Rock, and Colorado Springs. Call 720-440-7900 and at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
A noisy garage door is a cry for help. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, owner of Don's Garage Door Service. Most repairs are simple, but if left untreated, they can turn into costly repairs. Your garage door works hard every day, and a little maintenance goes a long way. We fix garage doors fast with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. Over 90,000 5-star reviews don't happen by accident. They happen by putting people first. Fixing your garage doors is what we do. From repairs to upgrades, call Don's Garage Door Service today.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Cutarelli Vision. Here's my story. I wore glasses growing up for a long time, and then when I hit my 30s playing for the Broncos, I ended up having LASIK surgery, but when I hit my mid-50s, I needed those readers for everything I did, whether it was going to restaurants trying to read menus, whether it was reading statistics, studying film, I needed those reading glasses. Well, I decided to go see Dr. Cutarelli at Cutarelli Vision for refractive lens exchange, and I can tell you firsthand, total game changer, and you can join Dr. Cutarelli for his live webinar tomorrow at noon. Learn more about refractive lens exchange from Cudarelli Vision. This free webinar is the perfect opportunity to meet Dr. Cudarelli and have him answer all your questions like, is RLE for me? Am I a good candidate? What's the recovery time? What's the cost? Is there financing? Cudarelli is Colorado's most experienced with over 90,000 vision correction procedures, and he can tell you when it's time for you. Make sure you join that live webinar tomorrow at noon. Register at coloradorle.com. That's coloradorle.com.
Welcome to Whatever Bank, where we do our best and you do the rest. That usually kicks in when you have more zeros in your account. But I like to think our coffee in the lobby is pretty decent.
You don't have to bank like that. Make the switch to KeyBank and earn real benefits by making 5 qualifying transactions each month with your KeyBank checking account.
I was going to do that anyway.
Learn more at key.com/relationship. KeyBank opens doors. KeyBank member FDIC.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by ROX, Rocks Heating and Air.
It's Training Camp 2026, Unfinished Business. Here's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth, powered by Applied Future Technologies and local plumbing, heating, and air.
Lots of people send in thoughts and prayers to Mark Schlereth. He's due for surgery here in about 90 minutes. Pesky kidney stone coming out. Not
Surgery,
the
11
old-fashioned
o'clock.
way. Yep.
11 o'clock.
That would be 90 minutes from now. Yep. Appreciate you checking my math on
Yeah,
that. Thank you.
Some people don't know how to add all that stuff up, so I'm just helping.
But you got an update for us? You got something you want to share?
No, that's it. That's it. It's coming up here soon. Hopefully everything goes well and he can get back to feeling good. But he wasn't himself yesterday, and he started feeling bad towards the end. They went to the emergency room yesterday or last night. So he's going to have surgery today, hopefully get that thing taken out and removed, and then back to feeling good again. But that's not fun.
No, not fun at all. We're thinking
Evans
of
should
him.
be back tomorrow also.
Okay, so you will have your partner in crime, Mike Evans, and I'm listening. Stink is questionable.
Yes, I'm having a doubtful. Sorry to cut you off. Unless you get that early phone call again from Evans.
You mean the one at 4:38 a.m.?
Yes.
Not doing too well. Wondering if there was any way you could bail me out again. Pretty much a plug and play.
Plug and play.
Plug and play,
Plug and play, man. Plug and play.
Plug and play. The iconic voicemail. I'm not going to lie, the first time I saw Mike after that, I was a little bit nervous. I was filling in on the midday show, and we have that transition. You guys get out of there about 9:56. Midday show starts at 10. And I'm like, are these going to be a really awkward 4 minutes? Mike was a good sport, but I was worried I violated a HIPAA law or two.
Yeah.
Publishing his voicemail.
HIPAA's medical.
Putting it on. Well, it was a medical thing. He was sick. He had a scratchy throat.
But it was a voicemail. I think you're okay.
Think I'm good?
I don't think Dr. Ramos or Dan T. Jacobs, the barbecue lawyer, is going to come after you. I think you're
All right, sounds good. Glad you guys have gotten some mileage out of that voicemail. We'll see how long it lives on your show.
That thing is not going anywhere as long as I'm on the radio show with Evans.
I love it. I love it. All right, it was Kay Adams Day yesterday at Broncos Park, powered by Common Spirit. And he, meaning Bo Nix, sat down with Kay and was asked about what gets him going into the flow of a football game. I think the answer may concern a few Broncos fans.
I guess I've always noticed that middle school, high school, college, sort of feel like when I run early in the game or get tackled, get going, get some positive yards with my legs, I feel like it does open up the field for me, allow me to see different things, and sort of puts me in the game. It immerses me in the game a little bit faster. And I don't know, some guys, like, everybody's got that, something that gets them going. It may be their first completion. It may be their first deep ball that they just have to really air it out.
Yeah.
It may be their first time getting tackled. It may just be running out on the field for the first time. But for me, it's that first run and getting hit and being a part of the game. I think that sort of just gets you going.
So he likes running the ball. If we were sitting here 365 days ago, I would have said, whatever, nothing to see here. That's great. Bo's showing that he can scramble with his legs. And, sorry, I scared you there. My mic moved a little bit. You going to be all right?
Yeah, you almost blew out my eardrums, but it's all good.
I think you're a little dramatic about that, but I appreciate the concern.
I'm not concerned about you. I'm concerned about me.
You looked like real concern. You looked like you looked at 5:30 this morning when I, tracked you down in a parking lot.
Rolled up on me hot.
That said, this is a different conversation now, Stoke. It just is. Guy's coming off ankle surgeries 4 and 5, dating back to his entire football career, which he mentioned there goes back to middle school, high school. I don't know if I want Bo Nix running an awful lot, at least certainly not designed runs. If it's 3rd and 7, he's got to get a first down. I understand it. It's the NFL. You got to go get those 9 yards if the play breaks down 8-9 yards and make the play for your team. But Bo just said to Kay Adams yesterday, I like running because it gets me involved in the game. No issues if he didn't break his ankle in the most important moment of the season, but I think some of Broncos country will have an issue with that.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. I mean, he's very important to this team. His health is important to this team. So he needs to be healthy for the Broncos to be successful. But at the same time, a big part of his game is his legs, his athleticism, moving. I don't need to see design runs, okay, especially early in the season. But he's going to take off and run, and I understand his thought process there. Or like for a wide receiver, you want to catch the ball. Catch the ball, get a tackle, get tackled, and that gets you going, gets you in the flow of the football game. And everyone's a little bit different. And for Bo, taking off and moving and running, and maybe getting tackled, that gets him ready to go and gets those juices flowing. And so I'm okay with that. Just be smart, right? When you do run, Davis Webb, guess what? Don't call any design quarterback runs. I don't need to see that nonsense. And then when Bo takes off, just be smart. He has been a very smart quarterback. He hasn't taken a lot of unnecessary hits, right? You know who we used to see take unnecessary hits?
Jackson Dart.
Well, on our football team, but Jackson Dart, yeah, he's just a ding-dong,
yes.
right? I mean,
not a lot going on
this
upstairs.
is the way I play football, so I'm going to continue to play this way. Yeah, buddy, that's why you've been hurt. Your whole rookie year, you were never hardly healthy, and you've gotten 10 concussions already. Yeah, just how's this working for you? This isn't Pop Warner, buddy. You're not going to run over these guys, so that's a bad mindset to have. No, a guy that didn't do a great job at here is Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
He took some bad because he's trying to get that first down. I think it was Kansas City. I remember his head getting driven in the turf. So, just be smart when you do take off. Don't fight for those extra yards. And he's done a great job of that his first 2 years.
He has done a great job, and I think his health obviously is paramount, and we saw it in the AFC title game. I mean, people can say all they want, Stidham tried his hardest, and it snowed, and Sean hurt him with the 4th and 1 call. Let's stop making excuses for Jarrett Stidham. He was not good enough that day, and if Bo Nix plays that day, I think it's pretty black and white. The Broncos go to the Super Bowl, and they play the Seahawks. Now, I'm not sure if they beat Seattle, but given the DNA of that team, I think it would have been a close game. I think you could tell me it's going to the 4th quarter in Levi Stadium, and it's tied, and the Lombardi Trophy is up for grabs. I think they certainly would have been more competitive than New England was. Problem is we didn't get to see it. We didn't get to see it because Bo unfortunately broke his ankle in overtime against the Bills, and they are in trouble. In fact, they are more than in trouble. I'll say this. They are done if Bo Nix is not healthy. Is that fair after what we saw in the AFC title game based on the backups you currently have on this roster, Jarrett Stidham and Sam Ehlinger, that if Bo Nix can't suit up in a pivotal regular season game, or more importantly, a pivotal postseason game, the Broncos are cooked. They just are.
Okay. You're talking about in the playoffs?
Sure.
Or?
If you have to go into another playoff game without Bo Nix, because Stoke, guess what? The defense played the game of its life against the Patriots, and it still was not enough to get the job done.
Well, listen, I think anytime you have to play a backup quarterback, you're in a tough situation. It's going to be tough for you.
But they've won Super Bowls with backups.
I get it.
Not in the game itself, but just real quick. John Elway, Bubby Brister had to play. Peyton Manning, Brock Osweiler had to play. We've seen it before.
Right. I get it. But at the same time, it's going to be a very difficult thing to do. Right? Tell me a team that's going to feel good about winning in the playoffs and winning a Super Bowl if they have to play a backup quarterback.
The 2018 Eagles.
Well,
I think that worked out for them.
Yeah. How long ago was that? So
7-8 years.
Right. Yeah. So it's a long time ago. And that was lightning in a bottle. And you know what? Nick Foles played great that year. But what did he do after that? Nothing. So I don't know. Look, can the Broncos win football games with one of their backup quarterbacks? I believe they can because they have a good roster. Their defense is really good. Hopefully the running game is better this year. They got playmakers around the quarterback at the wide receiver position. It's a better group this year. So I think they're more prepared to handle an injury to Bo Nix. But dang, if Bo Nix gets hurt, they're probably in a bad spot. Do I think they can win a game or two? Yeah. But if it's for a long period of time, yeah, they're going to be in a tough situation. But I'm not expecting that to happen this year.
But that kind of puts us full circle on this conversation in terms of why Bo Nix running the ball is not ideal. And when
Sure.
he tells Kay Adams, I like running the ball because it gets me in the flow of the game, it makes me nervous as a Broncos fan. It just does.
I understand, but you can get hurt in the pocket. These guys just, hitting you in the pocket. So, football is a violent sport. You try to, you're playing to win. And, again, a big part of his game is his legs, his movement, getting out of the pocket, running when it's there. And don't change that. But just be smart. And, look, if you get hurt, you get hurt, man. I mean, you can't live in your fears. If you're playing football and you're trying to win games, be smart with it. And then, if it happens, it happens.
Is your boy Stiddy still a capable backup quarterback?
Yes, absolutely. And so is Ellinger. I like their quarterback room. We can't forget that early in that football game when the conditions were fine, that the Broncos should have been up 10-0. If they were up 10-0, they win that football game. And it's a different story we're talking about today.
So you're blaming the head coach, not the backup quarterback.
I think there's blame to go around in that game. I think there's blame. I think Stidham could have played better there. He made a bad decision, which wasn't all on him. But I think he deserves some blame. Sean Payton deserves some blame for not kicking that field goal. Bidet deserves some blame for how he got out in that screen pass, which led to Stidham trying to do what he did. But I think Stidham was put in a good situation, not having taken a real snap in 2 years.
No.
That's a tough. That's in the AFC Championship game, and then all of a sudden a snowstorm hits. So I think a lot of the criticism is unfair towards Stidham.
Well, he puffed his chest and told us he was a starter, and then proved he wasn't a starter. So that's my issue.
Do you want to say you want him to say that he's do I think of myself as a backup? I don't look at myself as a starter. I'm not that good. Is that what you?
I'd rather he say I'm here to help Bo and make sure that Bo Nix is in the best position to succeed. And if I have to play, I'm going to give my best shot. That's what I'd rather he say.
Okay.
All right. The Broncos have taken the field. At least about a dozen players are out here. But is number 27 is J.K. Dobbins. That's going to be the story of the day. Soft tissue injuries. We'll give you an update next.
Catch up on everything happening at DenverSports.com. Weeknights from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. with Denver Sports Tonight. Denver Sports, 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app.
Hey guys, your boy Stink here from my friends at the Low T Center. The summer heat can wear anybody out, but if you've been feeling drained, even with the AC running 24/7, it may not just be the heat. 1 in 4 men from the ages of 35 to 50 have low testosterone. That creates low energy levels, low sex drive, motivation, mood, and a whole lot more. Low T drains your energy and your motivation, so you just don't have that energy anymore for the things that you love to do, and you may not even recognize yourself over time. You want answers? Of course you do. And how about free answers? That's right, at Low T Center, you can book a free testosterone test and get a consultation from a licensed provider who specializes in testosterone replacement therapy, explore a range of peptides, even GLP-1s for the summer. Whatever the case may be, Low T Center has your back, and I'm telling you what, you get the test for free. So head on over to fixmylowt.com to schedule your free testosterone test today. That's fixmylowt.com.
You worked hard for your money. It's time your money worked harder for you. Open a 7-month CD from Wings Credit Union and earn a guaranteed 4.4% annual percentage yield with just a $500 minimum deposit. It's one of our best rates of the year, but like all good things, it won't stick around forever. Get started today at wingsco.com/CD special. Let's figure it out together. Rate accurate as of July 31st, 2026 and subject to change without notice. Subject to eligibility. Insured by NCUA.
Most home sellers get one offer, and it's never enough. Orchard changes that. With Orchard offers, you don't get one offer. You get multiple cash offers from serious investors all competing for your home. Here's how it works. An Orchard agent submits your home to their exclusive network of local cash buyers. They compete to buy your home. You choose the winner. No repairs, no showings, no settling. Get started with a free home valuation at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Xfinity. What if you had the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi and the price didn't change for 5 years guaranteed? Thanks to Xfinity, you don't have to worry about that part of your future. Now through August 24th, get the best price on gig Wi-Fi this summer before it disappears. Just $50 a month for 5 years. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. You're guaranteed 5 years of super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected from online threats and finds and fixes issues before you even notice them. No annual contracts or commitments, no hidden fees, and the best equipment included. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable. Learn more at Xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
Experience the new $3 Pepper Jack Steak Burrito and Decadent Melty or Crisp Fresca. Limited time at participating stores while supplies last. Prices vary. Tax extra.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by Vantage Security Systems. Invest in real security for your home or business.
It's Training Camp 2026, Unfinished Business. Here's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth, powered by Applied Future Technologies and local plumbing, heating, and air.
Putting a bow on this thing here on a Tuesday. It's Will Peterson in for Mike Evans. Stoke, had a lot of fun with you the last 4 hours. I know you miss your partners, but hopefully you've enjoyed my company as well.
Oh, no, it's been great. Been so much fun. Actually, today's been an upgrade. So you've had a great day.
Yeah, because screw them.
Yeah, so look, it's actually been more fun today. So
an upgrade, I'll take that.
Yeah, than my normal day.
What do you mean?
So I didn't.
Sorry, Mark.
I didn't steady this. I came in and proved I was a starter.
Mike, you don't
That's
like.
right. That's right. Nice segue there from last segment.
I got us into
Well
the
done.
Super Bowl. The Broncos have taken the field, and we're keeping an eye out for J.K. Dobbins. Saw Evan Ingram doing some stretches right here in front of us. Got Jaleel McLaughlin right here as well. Stoke, that's going to be the story of the day. What does J.K. Dobbins do, if anything?
Yeah, I'm expecting him to do nothing. I mean, you can't go off the field with a soft tissue injury and then practice the next day. I just don't see how that's possible. The team is going to be very cautious, right, with your situation. So, to me, it's almost like you're shutting them down till after Atlanta.
Really?
Yeah.
So this time next week, more or less.
Well, yeah, I don't know what their plan is when they come back on Friday, and then they, if they're going to do something on Saturday, take Sunday off, or what their situation is. But, yeah, might be the first time that we see him is next Monday, which is fine. Hopefully it's nothing serious. And it didn't look like it was serious yesterday with him jogging off the field with the doctors behind him. I mean, he was moving just fine. So I don't think it's a major injury. But, again, this time of year, you're going to be very cautious with how you approach any kind of soft tissue injury. But the other one, too, that, again, we haven't talked a lot about is Pat Surtain. And
side field yesterday.
Yeah, just went to the side field yesterday, whatever that means. So I don't know what he's been doing, what his situation is going to be moving forward. So it must have not been a major injury, but saw him earlier at practice doing some of the walkthrough stuff before they practice. And he was doing all that stuff, and then he went on the side field, which was a little bit unusual. So we'll see, if he's out here today and if he's practicing today.
All right, well, Sean Payton, you said soft tissue injuries. They're clearly on the mind of the head coach. Here was his opening statement yesterday. Before he even got any reporters' questions, he brought up soft tissue injuries.
Good to be back today. Some situational third down work and some call-it periods as well. Got to get a handle on some of the soft tissues. We've had a couple either strains, hamstring or groins. Continue to fight through that. Any questions?
Got to get a handle. You look, Dobbins yesterday, the big scare. You had Mims a couple days before that, or late last week. You had Waddle with a soft tissue as well. I don't know what it is, Stoke, but something. Maybe it's the heat in Colorado. We'll get to Sean on that in a moment. Something isn't quite right when it's day after day. Like, I'm just looking for the Broncos to get through a practice where a big name does not go to the locker room.
Yeah, it's that time of camp. When you get a couple weeks in, and sometimes this stuff starts to happen. But you're right. It's, you're kind of hoping to make it through a day without seeing a guy go down. You can't win in the NFL without your dudes. You just can't do it. So you need these guys to be healthy. I mean, you look offensively, I mean, Waddle's down. Mims is down. Dobbins is down. It's like, whoa, wait. I mean, those are three pretty important players for this offense to, try to take that next step this year.
Oh, it's huge.
And so you need those guys to be healthy. And then you look up and it's like, oh, Surtain, what is he dealing with? So, yes, it is a little bit of an issue right now for the Broncos. Hopefully, they can get through it and we don't talk about these guys having any other kind of soft tissue injury. But sometimes, that's they linger, man. You think you're okay and you try to get back out. And I like their protocol and their process. Bring them over there on the side fields, get them ready to go, make sure they can pass all these different tests that they need to do before they're back out here. But, usually sometimes you see one thing leads to another, and you start overcompensating for that one, and then you pull something on the other side or strain something on the other side. So hopefully that's not the case here, but that's where my mind starts to go. But you're right. Hopefully we can get through a stinking practice without hearing about an injury.
Yeah, and good memory by you. We had Mike Kliss on about an hour ago, and he did confirm, first time I've heard anyone confirm it, right here live on The Fan, that Surtain was soft tissue as well. So that should be added to the list. That's 4, and it's not just 4 players on the 90-man roster. It's 4 very key guys. So, Sean, why has there been all these soft tissue injuries, and is it something to do with this dramatic heat we've been experiencing?
I don't think it's heat related as much as, you always try to look at your pre-practice routine, your hydration, obviously. And, it's incumbent on the player. It's hard for anyone to know your soft tissue. And so I'm always looking at what we did leading up to maybe a period where someone had a strain. So, we had a warm down after practice, and we'll continue to focus on it, though.
So incumbent on the player and the warm down. Those are my 2 takeaways from that. What does he mean by it's incumbent on the player? Like it's on the guy himself to realize before the drill, hey, my hammies about to go, coach. I don't think that's what it is, but enlighten me.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's on the player to do everything possible to try to stay healthy, right? Whether it be cold tub after, how you hydrate, how you eat, nutrition, all these different things, how you get ready for practice. So it's on the player to a certain degree to try to give yourself the best chance to stay healthy, right? But sometimes you can. You do all those things that you're supposed to do, and you still have an injury, right? You still have a strain or a pull. And obviously this team's trying to do everything possible to help the players out. They have a great plan in place. We've seen it the last couple of years, and how they go about keeping, the nutrition side of things, these protocols with the catapult things that they wear to see, their acceleration. And we saw Cortland get a couple extra days of rest because I guess his numbers probably weren't where they needed to be, and you could see that maybe an injury was going to happen, so let's pull him out of practice. So they're trying to do their part, but it's this football sports. Sometimes stuff happens, right? And hopefully that's just the case for the Broncos. They have a little bit of bad luck right now. Not terrible luck because these guys all should be returning except for Henningsen. But other than that, these guys all should be returning at some point here, hopefully soon.
Yeah, and to your point, there's been one golf cart here at camp, and it was really unfortunate. Matt Henningsen popped his Achilles for a second year in a row.
1 year after.
Yeah, a year to the day.
To the day. I mean, you can't make that up.
No, and you got to feel so bad for that guy. I know the media that witnessed it happen said he was emotional and visibly in tears, and I don't blame him. Just in rehab for 364 days. Shows up to work, and the exact same thing happens. This is a guy who hadn't played a snap in the NFL since 2023. He was on the practice squad in 24. He lost all of 25 to the Achilles, and now he's going to lose all of 26 to the Achilles. You can safely bet that Matt Henningsen's career flashed before his eyes, and we'll see if he ever gets back on the field. Speaking of Dobbins, as we're still trying to see if we can get eyes on him.
Full pads, though, by the way. Haven't seen Dobbins.
Most of the Broncos have made their way out except for Dobbins.
I'll pinky promise all of you right now.
Oh, come on, Ty. It's too early.
I'll buy you a drink.
No, too soon, Ty. Too soon. Hey, wait till
I'm here to stay.
Wow. Wait till the tribe of hate, the hate tribe right there.
It's over.
Wait till they're going to have a field day with Dobbins today because that was their latest victim. I mean, they just couldn't stand that he did that. So the tribe of hate will be all over Dobbins today. I'm showing more compassion. I'm showing some compassion today. It didn't look like a major injury. He still can play every game this year. He can still be healthy. I like that he was optimistic and positive about his situation. Most people would be negative about it. So I'm pulling for the guy.
So what was the latest on J.K. Dobbins from Sean Payton yesterday as we wait and see if Dobbins will take the field today?
Soft tissue. I think he's going to be fine. We're just being smart with it. So it's back to what I was saying at the beginning.
So they're being smart. Being smart could be, to your point, Stoke, he's done this week, not playing in Atlanta. They fly back Friday night, probably off Saturday, off Sunday. You guys will be back out here next Monday. Maybe that's the next time you try to see 27 in at least a full practice capacity, even if he does end up doing work on the side rehab field today.
That is correct. And I see a player walking out without their pads on. I can't, and the 7 is at the end. I can't tell who that is. It looks like a 27, possibly, but he would not be practicing today. So I'm not expecting Dobbins to go. I think you're all over it. Probably next time that we see him would be next Monday when we're out here. We won't be here tomorrow. Not expecting him to play in Atlanta. Rest up. Get this guy ready to go. And all will be good here in Broncos country.
Well, I can't wait to listen to Dover and Cecil over the next 4 hours. You called them the Tribe of Hate. I call them the Tribe of Great. Looking forward to that.
Oh, look at you.
Looking forward to that programming coming up here in just moments. And
Hip-hop will.
We're
with
thinking
the
of Mark
rhymes.
Schlereth. He's got
Yes.
surgery for
At
a
11.
kidney stone in about an hour.
At 11. He'll do great. He'll be back on air. We'll see if tomorrow or not. If not, the next couple of days.
All right, sounds good. Ty,
Thanks,
great
Will.
job. Johnny, great job. Stoke, appreciate you. Dover and Cecil live from Broncos Park, powered by Common Spirit. Coming up next.
Want real Broncos talk? Cecil Lammy and Andrew Mason bring the heat on Orange and Blue Today. The most passionate intelligence and in-depth Broncos coverage in the game. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Hit subscribe at Denver Sports 104.3 and never miss another take. Orange and Blue Today, powered by Ramos Law, official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
The benefits of energy-efficient windows is keeping the hot weather out and that blessed AC in. But you need good windows, good installation, and good customer service. You get all that and more with Bluebird Windows and Doors. Locally and family-owned for over 20 years. I've been to their job site, watching the work get done, standing next to an extremely satisfied homeowner. This August, it's their Buy More, Save More event. Save up to 20% off your window, door, and siding projects. Mention my name, get an additional 5% off. Finance